What?
Why, of course. We will give you a list of items to fetch through your household and set you up. So you're visually going to look when these people, when you're live streaming.
You know, I changed my name again.
Wow. You change your name more often than some people change their gender, and that says a lot.
That's kind of screwed up, but it's screwed up because it's true.
Yeah. So now how do people find you?
Amateur Radio Live.
Okay. So here's how we need to market you. That's all great. Sorry to balloon, but that's profound marketing that I was sharing about how you should basically rebrand your channel.
I gotta go, man. So exactly. AC2 CWM.
Yeah. Besides, you've heard all this.
Hold on, I was in the other room zero beating you, so I kind of missed that. It's really crashy, so when I go in the other room, it's like 50% Clark, 50% crash. But when I sit right here, I hear you fine.
Okay, so what you want to see, because you mentioned that you shouldn't, hurt your ankle on the hearth, and I asked what that comment was about, and he said that you've got this fireplace there that shows up in your Twitch channel. In that case, why don't we rebrand Billy's channel? You'd have the fireplace going. You'd need to have a dark red leather chair, high back chair with headrests on it. You'd sit there smoking a pipe, a mahogany table or oak table next to you with a ashtray, a glass of bourbon. You'd be wearing a smoking jacket, feet up on an ottoman, and then the fireplace would have like a deer head over it and some brass lamps on either side. And you could rebrand your channel The Classy Ham. Oh, and the whole thing would be streamed in black and white. That's where you step back in.
I guess, I don't know, but I like my new name, Amateur Radio Live. It's spelled correctly, that's all I've ever wanted.
Someone keyed up?
Yeah, they're like way down in the noise. I can't tell what they're saying.
Well, they started almost intelligible, and then they sort of faded into the... Anyway. Well, last chance to change your mind. I mean, if I can't pump up the volume or turn the wick up at all, so this is it.
I hear you, Clark, but whoever that was, it was like... It was all lightning crash noise. It was an okay signal, but, one of those kind of like low, audio deals, and they got no chance right now.
And it's funny, no matter what the weather's like, I always hear, well, so to speak, Gary, on EIG fine here. He says, yeah, greetings and hello, Clark and Billy. So there you go.
Thanks for the follow. Glad you made it. It's a little bit noisy tonight, but...
That no name for the Twitch channel. So how are people going to find you if you keep changing your Twitch address?
They get notifications and all that stuff.
Oh. Come visit us at our new address.
I updated all my YouTube videos to reflect the new name, and I changed my kHz profile link to reflect the new name, and then it's just kind of word of mouth and like notifications at that point.
All right, you people, if you're on 3885, you know what this is? This is like a dance or a club. Yes, this is like a club. This is early in the evening on a club. Plenty of people, you're a nobody on the dance floor participating. So great that you're all there. Let's light it up. Let's hear from you.
What? Yeah, light it up, Clark. Because we're live on the air here, 3885 kHz, and that's a lot of fun. W2BTK. Hi. No takers, no takers. Man, I might have to turn my amp on and see if I could draw anyone out of the woodwork.
Yeah, right. Drag them out of their cocoons. Put a hook through them and drag them out of their safety zones.
Yeah, their safe space. Take the puppies away and the heart-shaped pillows and drag them out here. Get on the air.
I like that. Oh my God. Oh, I feel a QRZ threat coming on. Amateur radio safe space. People who sandbag and never participate. Damn, I love that. And one BCG, because now it's...
Hi, Carrie. We got, Carrie in the chat, I guess. I thought I would throw that out there. Clark, would you like to say hi?
Yo, stop. Who am I saying hi to?
That's Carrie with a K. Kerry. They just followed the Twitch channel.
Nice. There you go. Your fan club is already in tow.
Yup. Oh, and there's Jim. Man. He has like the funniest call sign because he's got no call sign, so he puts it in there as N0CALO. That's his call sign.
Hey, by the way, I understand that I got an email from one of your Twitchy followers. If you, oh God, I have to go to the forwarded email. But anyway, if you send an email to reach out, I have been notified about it. I have not been able to see it. That'll be tomorrow. So my apology. JCC. Anyway, I forget. I looked at it super fast. But yeah, your Twitchizens are reaching out. Very cool.
Yeah. What? They're contacting you?
Yeah, they're clicking on you. They're bypassing the middleman. Hold on a second. I gotta go into my work email, but I'll find it. Oh wait, hold on a second. Is this it? Jim from Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, he's in the chat here now.
Jim Hoser. Yeah, Jim YYC. Oh, right, YYC, the airport code. Oh, that's cool that he puts that in there. Jim, so anyway, got your email forwarded, but I will respond to it. You can. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I got a note about. You may have been the one asking. Oh, this is so inside, but it's early. Autoplay. Autoplay. The feature autoplay is what you're looking for. So if you have a podcast that you want to have automatically play when it's updated, you cannot schedule them. You can't say I want to hear at the top and the bottom of the hour. If something gets updated and it's set to autoplay, it will automatically do what you want it to do. It'll slide it into the music playlist. So there you go. I think that answers this question. I'll email you back, Jim. Ooh, is this one-way transmission? No, because Billy's listening. Thank God. N1 BCG.
Are you doing like Winamp troubleshooting on the air or something? Oh, I guess it's Carrie's birthday. Happy birthday. But I'm saying that to you, Clark, not third parties, because that's FCC and stuff.
No, it's totally cool. You just told me it's Carrie's birthday today. That's nice.
Yeah, and it's a happy birthday.
Carrie, attention. This is very important. I have some instructions for you. I know that the day is well underway, but it's not too late. Are you ready? Carrie, you need to make this the best day ever. Got it? All right, Carrie, birthday. Make it the best day ever. You've got time, and we know you can pull it off.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's how we do birthdays on Amateur Radio. We make them the best days ever. Because whether someone else does it for you or not, doesn't matter. You make it the best.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Boo Boo, too. She's interested in the radio. Oh, they're all coming out of the woodwork. The usuals. I guess they found me somehow, even though I changed my name.
You said that they got a notification. They got a change of address thing in the mail or something like that. You can now find Billy at this address. So please cross off Amateur Radio and now put this one in. We'll forward your mail for 6 weeks and then not after that. So please update your bookmarks.
I can't hear whoever that is. Oh wait, this is for your friend. Okay. Yeah, no, Twitch updated. Oh yeah, no, I don't know. It just works, Clark. It just works. You can do whatever you want on Twitch, except change your name whenever you want. You gotta wait like once every 3 months for that. And that's a long time to wait if you misspelled your name.
Do it on Twitch. Yeah, do it on Twitch.
Hey, I have an idea for people who are hearing us and we don't hear you that well because of the lightning and all that stuff. You can go to Billy's Twitch channel and respond there. You can go to the K3FEF web SDR and you can write there on the chat board. There's all kinds of ways you can communicate on amateur radio. So you just got to use the technology at hand.
Yeah, Daryl, that thing is working, by the way. And the Twitch it's twitch.tv/amateur radio live.
He loves himself.
Oh, good evening, because my scope is looking kind of crazy down here.
You gotta call Yo Tech. You got lots of reflect.
Positive peaks is okay. I know this thing's been crazy. We got a lot of lightning strikes down here the other day. Boy, is this thing working? Good evening. Is this thing working?
Yeah.
Isn't working. What? You still have bad breath?
Yeah. Don't want to act right.
I would switch mouthwashes if stuff's not working. Try Minty Fresh ham chews.
Ham chews?
We will try that, Clark. Matter of fact, when I go to the store, I look for it on the counter.
Yeah. Ham chews. You haven't heard of them? They're like little gooey, you know, like if you go to a diner, on the way out, there's this bowl with a bunch of like squishy peppermints in it and stuff like that. And if you like are green and take a mouthful, you just fill your mouth in it, and then your cheeks puff out because they're not hard candies. They're sort of like squishy. So now you're chewing all these squishy peppermint things. Well, anyway, they've got these things called peppermint ham chews, and they're a cross between those and Flintstone vitamins. So what it is it's like this ham radio operator shaped gummy bear kind of peppermint chew thing. So you can pop a ham radio operator mint ham chew in your mouth and get good breath. Weird concept, huh? But kind of useful.
Okay, I'll look for them.
Billy's writing that down.
I got a bottle of rum on the way home. Kraken rum.
Kraken rum? Why don't you get some real rum like Appleton's or Sangster's?
Because this had a big octopus on the front, and that's what Tommy drinks. So I was like, hey, Tommy drinks this. Must be good.
What? Who's Tommy?
He's,
So, I don't know who Tommy is, but Appleton's and Sangster's are like the leading Jamaican rums. And let me tell you, it is proven fact that Jamaican rum beats them all. So, look for it in your liquor store, wherever you go. Sangster's, which may be hard to find, or more easy to find, Appleton's. Both distilleries top ranking.
You asked me a question and just like key up again before I can answer. Tommy's, oh gosh, I forget his call. He just got his call sign. He passed the tech in general at the same time.
And he did that by what? Drinking rum?
Yeah, Kraken rum.
Wow, there you go. A whole new way to study.
What?
Hey, Billy, I thought you were going to pick up that amplifier, or is this all on high tap?
No, I'm running low power right now. Why? You having a little bit of trouble? You want me to spice things up a little?
Well, no, I guess fair is fair. If you have to listen to me with static, you know, I'll listen to you the same. I don't know, I just thought you wanted to get out better.
I could. Why don't I try just jacking the Viking all the way up first? Let's see what that does. Just give me a moment.
He's gonna jack his Viking. This should be interesting. Well, that's great if you're sending the letter T in slow code.
No, I went in the other room room and I brought up the variac to like probably the highest acceptable amount of plate current that I'm comfortable with on the Viking, and then I dipped the plate. I peaked the grid, and that you gotta. Those are the things that I did. Is this like any better? It's not really that much more power.
It helps. You might want to try teaching Boo Boo how to do that. You could have Boo Boo be your transmitter engineer.
That's true. That'd be really handy.
See? Now I'll take a lot of kitty treats, but it may be worth it.
Oh, she loves kitty treats. Don't tell her, but the kitty treats I give her are like basically just her like dry food. So.
Hope she's not listening.
What? All right, Clark, do you want me to go like QROAF?
No, I hear you fine now. Just we're all good.
Did that really even do anything, though?
Every little bit helps. So, you don't go down as far. What is this? Boo Boo for office. What is Billy's new Twitch name? Oh, we already went through that. Sorry, that was, 7 minutes ago? 8 minutes ago? There you go. I'm behind the time. Sorry about that. So how are we doing in Twitchville?
Well, Tommy's here. His ears must have been ringing. He knew we were talking about him. KD2UEK in the house on the Twitch chat.
That's right, Tommy. So, yeah, we're getting rum drinking advice from
you. Yeah, the Kraken. It's that spiced rum. It's got a kick.
Gary wants to know your Twitch channel address again. What did you say? Amateur Radio Live?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Amateur Radio Live. I will make an appearance in the K3 FEF chat and drop a link for y'all, all y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah, y'all. That's funny. The guys like from the general. Whoa. Looks like there's not a lot of delay. From the general contractor that we're like a sub of at work, they're all from like down south, and they talk like this and stuff. So when they're talking about like we got to run some pipe, like they say PAHP, pipe.
We gotta run some pipe.
Hey, when you guys are done bending up that tube in there, or that pipe, y'all come see me. Done a good job. I'm gonna give you a safety poker chip because you've been doing such a good, safe job today, and I appreciate it.
Wow, they got your back.
Yeah, they're cool. The guy Jack, he's the man. He's like, look, like you guys are all like my guys. I'm here for you. Like I consider you my sons. Like you got a problem on the job, just come see me.
Did you say you were working a short week?
Yeah, this is Thursday is the new Friday, Clark. We do 4 10-hour days. We just get our 40 hours in real quick like that.
Nice. Get it all out of the way like a hardcore exercise and then coast for a while.
You know what I was doing today? I ran a bunch of pipe, did all these like complicated bends. I had a whole bunch of like kick 90s, did a real nice job, and I finished before lunch. And then after lunch, they were like, yeah, well, we got to go drive ground rods in the ground with a sledgehammer. So that's what I was doing.
Billy said he was laying pipe. Boy, that has another meaning.
No, I was actually installing pipe, you know, all up in that place. You ever installed pipe before? Have you ever bent pipe before?
I have a pipe bender.
Yeah, I haven't been bending the pipe by hand. They have what we call the sidewinder bender at work. So like you stick the pipe in there and it takes all different sizes, and then you specify a degree of bend that you want, and it's all different. Like if you want a 90-degree bend on a 1-inch piece of EMT, you have to specify 95 degrees or else it'll be open. You know, on like a 3/4, it's 93 degrees, and there's this whole chart like you have to go by. But like it makes like perfect bends every time once you figure it out. And I've just been using that thing. I haven't even been bending crap by hand because a lot of the pipe that we run is too big to bend by hand, you know, so we have that thing. But I still use it for the smaller pipe too. Like I don't care.
Well, I should clarify. No, it's not pipe bending stuff. It's conduit bending stuff. So, you know, it's that thing with the 3-foot long handle and the circular section there and the loop, and you stick the end of the conduit in there, and then you pull it back, and it rolls it into a bend, that thing.
Oh, all right, Mr. Semantics. So I bend conduit all day, but I call it PAP. P-A-H-P, PAP.
Oh, because I was going to say, if you're talking about, you know, bending steel pipe, boy, that would be a trick. Most people use elbows.
No, none of that prefabricated crap. No, we bend it all right there on site. And yeah, it's all conduit. I'm installing conduit. Anything from like 1 inch all the way up to 4-inch diameter. EMT, what is that? Something metallic tubing, electrical metallic tubing, conduit.
Yeah, I remember my first experience with that kind of thing was back in, well, you probably weren't born. Oh, no, you were. You were soiling diapers, but I was asked to help a friend's friend move a radio station, AM and FM. That was a lot of fun. That was a hell of an experience. The building, they were in this rundown, you know, brick building from like the early 1900s, and it was all run down and stuff. And so the owner of the radio station wanted to move it to some really nice new location. It was a brand new office building, and it was overlooking a river. And the only thing that was up in the entire third floor, which the station had bought, are the aluminum studs for the walls. No sheetrock, no ceiling, no sheetrock, just the electrical wiring, and we had to run the audio, and all the audio went through conduit. Because the engineer that was teaching me, he was learning me, did everything like as amazing as you could. So if we were going to run audio from one studio to another, it couldn't just run above the drop ceiling. It had to run through conduit. And so, yep, got lots and lots of experience bending conduit to find the junction boxes to run all that audio wiring. And it went BCG.
Yeah, it's a lot like this place. It's a big warehouse, and everything is in pipe. You know, there's no ceiling and this and that. Actually, there's a lot of crap just flung through the steel up there, like all the fire alarm and all kinds of stuff. But that's all getting ripped out and replaced, like putting conduit, all the control wiring for the various chillers and whatever units and this and that. It's all pipe, so we just run pipe all day. I actually think we finished most of the pipe that we had to run in there, which is no good. That's why I was outside driving ground rods for the second part of the day.
Just make sure you run that pipe to my unit now so I can get some AC in this building.
Daryl, somebody hung a duct right where the pipe goes.
I'll go down there and get that electrician to move that conduit pipe over 2 feet, running into my duct line.
Yeah, I had to, well, EMT is easy, man. EMT is real easy, but I was doing a bunch of rigid pipe. That's the, screw pipe. It screws together. You can't just use couplings, so, like, you really got to think about it, because, like, you hit an area where you have to put a 90 on something, and there's no room to screw it on, so you got to, like, work backwards. It's kind of like chess. That's the fun stuff, rigid pipe.
Too much static down here now, Billy. I can't hear you.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
Trying to order my pizza, but PayPal is like totally screwing up really bad.
That's not cool.
It says I don't have a payment method. Oh, screw this. I'm just going to use a card. I don't want to figure this out. I don't want to add anything to that PayPal if somebody's trying to hack me or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Clark, you ever run rigid pipe?
Most of the time it is rigid.
What?
Well, what's flexible pipe?
Well, there's several kinds. There's flexible metallic conduit. There's this stuff we call Smurf tube. It's just like blue plastic crap.
Smurf tube.
Oh man, don't leave dead air. I'm trying to order my pizza. Just give me a minute.
All right, we're all gonna sit here quietly and wait for Billy to order his dinar. So somebody else fire up and let's hear from you.
Well, I'll fire up, but I doubt you're going to hear my PW station right now, Clark. KD2 AFB.
Well, Toby, here's a surprise. I am.
Well, wouldn't you know? How about that? How's everybody doing? I hear you talking about, Billy's talking about pipe. Running some pipe up in the ceiling.
He is. He's running pipe everywhere.
Man, I've been running so much pipe up in the ceiling, up and down the walls, in and out of electrical panels. Make sure that you lock out, tag out now.
Well, you gotta make sure you got that lockout tag out going on. Somebody might run over and daggone flip that switch over there and you'll be lit up like a Christmas tree.
Dude, this place is so crazy with safety. I mean, we're not allowed to do anything hot. We got to do complete shutdowns of the panel just to, like, pop the covers. I have to have, like, tethers on every single one of my hand tools when I'm in the lift and wear all this goofy, like, stuff. I look like an octopus up there.
One of those jobs where there's so much safety going on that actually
There's so much safety, it becomes a hazard. All right, that's it. I'm turning on my amp. All right?
What?
What?
All right, listen, when I go to, like, turn on the high voltage, you have to remind me to turn the damn Viking down, all right? Because, like, the world ain't ready for it if I drive it with this.
All right, well, turn the Viking down.
Should I do it now just to, like, be ready?
Yeah, avoid the rush. Do it now.
Do it now.
It's a whole 7.
Always turn down because mine's the weakest station in the nation.
It's like a whole 7-minute warm-up time, Clark. I just in 5 minutes remind me, be like, yo, did you turn your Viking down? Billy, don't go turning on that high voltage till you reduce the drive power there, all right?
Right on, right on.
It would just be super, super illegal if I did that, and I am not about to do that.
Well, you are proper, aren't you?
I don't want to do anything illegal.
Well, no, of course. That's not what ham radio is about.
What about amateur radio live? Is that the same as ham radio?
That's a good question.
As long as I'm not keyed up, I can drop expletives, into my Twitch stream, and nobody cares.
All right, let's all send Billy a fruit basket so he feels better.
What? My scope ain't even triggering.
All right, what is this? Gary is signing. Oh my God, that was like 10 minutes ago. All right, good night, Gary. He's not listening. KD2UEK, I'm going for the HT40 because it does AM. There's a Hamfest nearby on Saturday. I'm going to look for a 3885 crystal. However, I would love to put in a DDS VFO. Look at that. Dragging people onto AM. Gosh, we should be responsible now.
Oh yeah, he's gonna pick up like a Holocrappers amp. One of those, what is it, something 40. It's like a 50-watt rig. And he's going to try to find a crap stall at the Hamfest this Saturday, but I told him to ask you about the Doctor of Dental Surgery VFO.
Well, I mean, I bought and built mine years ago, and since then there are tons of them. One I use, which I love, is Haggerty, Haggerty, Haggerty. If you do a search for Haggerty VFO, you'll find it, or DDS VFO. But I should also point out that there are a lot of VFOs available on eBay, and for like peanuts, already built, not a kit, and for very little money. So those might work. I don't know how much drive these rigs need from a VFO, but there are a lot of DDS VFOs out there which would totally make things work.
Well, it's a Hallicrapper's HT40, I've been informed, and I don't know. The Viking 2 it needs a good amount of voltage coming out of that VFO.
Right, but if you put a crystal socket on whatever you're using for exciting, then you could use the crystal oscillator as an amplifier, an additional stage. Usually what happens is when you switch between crystal and VFO, the crystal is run by a subsequent oscillator. Or if you have an external VFO, it's by a subsequent stage of amplification. But if you were to take, let's say, a crystal, if your rig had a crystal oscillator built into it, then you could simply plug in a DDS VFO into that crystal socket, assuming that one pin is grounded. And then the crystal oscillator would act as an amplifier, which would work fine.
You could just pop it on into the crystal socket.
Exactly, pop it right in. By the way, that's exactly how the set up. It has a crystal oscillator built into it, and instead of a crystal, it has, I fabricated a plug so that the VFO plugs in where the crystal would have plugged in.
Yeah, well, that stuff is fun and all, but it's way more fun to pop in an external modulator.
All right, review that for a moment. I'll be right back.
Did somebody just say... I'll be back too. I gotta go check on the amplifier, and I'm not gonna forget to turn down the Viking. Hello.
Man, that is nice.
Yeah, there we go. I turned it on. What? Pattern looks good.
I mean, when you key up the static, I don't hear anything but you.
That's how it should be, man. That's how it should be. W2 BTK.
And this is KC2 CWM.
And Clark is MIA, you know, he left. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go just, like, for a minute, do something else and watch. He's not going to come back. He's probably watching Urbex videos or, like, making phone calls or writing work emails or something screwy like that. How's the reflected power? Oh, it's up a little bit. My feed line must be wet.
Yeah, well, mine got wet yesterday. When I got on today, I said, look, oh, God, we got to tweak it a little bit on the antenna tuner because I changed it yesterday, but I forgot, of course. Not a big deal. It's never really far off, so. But I hear you.
I hear you. There was other people's is out here too. I know Toby was out here and Daryl was out here and all that. I gotta run outside to the car real quick. I just realized I left my batteries out there.
Go ahead, run into the heat wave. See, I thought you wanted to get your pizza. Well, get up. I hear ya. If you're working in the background, man, he's up all that.
Look who's back.
God, you can hear the air handler from that amplifier clear as day standing out in my damn driveway.
Hey, whatever it takes.
I'm just second best.
Man, I have to unroot my Merc move. I have to uproot him. I came back in the shack here and he was sitting in his poppy seat all comfortable and everything. He had gotten his blanket pulled down off the back of the chair and he had a nice little nest going. Well, of course, I have to sit here because I'm such a jerk. So I had to lift him up, and then he was all kind of whiny about that, and then take his blanket and move that away, and now he has to sit on my lap instead. I'm a jerk parent, but this is my chair, so.
Wow. Murphaloop. He's got a rough life.
Yep. Now with his fur coat, he's keeping me warm. What a great thing that is.
Yeah, that's just what you need on these 95-degree days.
Absolutely. As if I wasn't trying to keep cool before, and now I've got this like warming blanket on my stomach. But, you know, when it's your own kid, well, hey.
Yes, dog parenting. Is the signal level more comfortable now, Clark? Am I not competing with the static crashes so much?
Oh, yeah, don't forget to turn down the Viking.
Oh, yeah, geez, thanks. No, I did that.
All right. Don't want to assume anything, you know.
No assumptions on 3885. It's like no excuses on the bowl, but no assumptions on 3885.
Gas station attendants up here in Alberta, we were very forgetful.
Did you just do like the key up and say something and then unkey and then key up again and double?
No, sir.
Oh, you're just fast.
You know, that's been one of the major complaints I've heard.
Oh my God, why is it always gotta go there?
I can put them on the phone right now if you want. But
Jeez.
rated by them.
Yeah, you know what, Clark? Do that. Put them on the phone right now.
Hold on a second. No, I'd have to set up a recorder because I'm sure whatever is said would be damn good. Something I'd want to play over and over and over again.
I'm trying to get my lighting situation a little bit less like whiteout.
Yeah. You don't want your lighting system to be, not woke enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot. White light. Don't talk about it.
You only want black lights, so get those posters out. See, now that was my generation when I was in school. Black light posters. So you had the skulls and the favorite, of course, everyone had a crystal ship. The ghost ship. What was a crystal ship? Something like that. Big black light poster. Yeah, it looked cool on its own, but then when you turn all your dorm lights off and you flip the black light on, it just glows magnificently. That was wild.
Yeah, that black lights. We had magic eye, but I remember black lights too. We had those, but the problem was like you turned the black light on in your buddy's room or something. You brought it over, like, hey, check this out, and then all of a sudden the place looks like a bird sanctuary. Yeah.
Bird sanctuary.
Yeah, just like white spots on everything.
Oh, yeah.
That was a YouTube video, you know. They like these dudes brought a black light to the club, and they go up to like random people and be like, "Yo, what's going on?" Like talk to them, and then real quick like hold the black light up like on their clothes and see who had like stains.
Nice. We're gonna use the black light to check the hygiene of some of these people here.
You don't bring a black light to a hotel when you check in just to check, you know? You do the black light test.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work until you've already got your room.
But you can always get a new room. I mean, just literally go down to the front desk and be like, look, the semen content of my room is way too high. Now, like, I could make a big stink, or, like, let's just, another room, let's go.
Wow. Anybody else's TMI bulb blow up right there?
That's what the blacklight test is for, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it was all, kind of innuendo until you brought it right to the surface.
And this surprises you how?
What, that it was you?
It's kind of what I do, Clark.
Oh, that's right. Rabble Rouser. How come that's not your Twitch name?
Because only old people say that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The greatest generation.
All right, very good.
Yeah, I read that book by Mr. Brokaw.
You know, I should do that. I have to wait till tomorrow, because it's already ruined now, but I should just get on early and such and just be somebody else. See that? I'm character fluid. Not gender fluid, not, Can you imagine being race fluid? That would be a challenge, although that would be all the rage right now. But I should be character fluid. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. You won't hear me. You'll hear Franklin Quigley in one BCG. Or I should really freak people out. I should go on 20 meters sideband and call CQ as Franklin and record the QSO. Now that would be fun.
Franklin P. Quigglestein.
No, sir. Franklin P. Quigley, United States Navy. Retired.
What were you in the Navy like? What was your rank, Mr. Quigley, sir? Or are you a sir? I don't want to call you a sir. Maybe you worked for a living.
No, sir. I am Colonel Quigley, United States Navy Colonel. You don't refer to me as Mr. Quigley. It's Colonel. Yes, sir. Colonel Quigley.
Yeah, Colonel Quigley, sir. So you were a sir. Wow.
Well, yes, sir. To the seamen. Now, don't make all funny out of that. They're sailors. You know what I'm saying? Sailors, seamen.
Man, my one foreman that I had on this job, he was in the Navy, right? And his last name was Petty. So I was like, oh, like that's kind of funny. What was your rank? And like he looked at me like, oh, you're a jerk. And he was like, E3. I was like, oh, wait, what's an E3 in the Navy again? And I knew what an E3 was. He's like, Petty Officer 3.
There you have it. And who is trying to get in on this? That would be you who was keyed up a moment ago.
They're just throwing dead keys and doing goofy stuff. I mean, I don't think that's anyone interested in talking to us. They're just interested in being there with a carrier.
Yeah. So, I gotta remember what time I put on dinner. What is it? 6:40. So 7:10. No, 7:05. So 15 minutes from now, I gotta run into the kitchen and go grab my concoction off the stove.
What do you got tonight?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
From the chef?
Absolutely.
Man, the chef. You know, I thought of you at the supermarket. They had the 4-pack of beefaroni, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I got the 4-pack of beefaroni.
Well, all right. So the research team here says Petty Officer starts at E4. Petty Officer 3rd Class E3 is a seaman. E2 JS seaman apprentice. No, E2 is a seaman apprentice and E1 is a seaman recruit. So there you go, the complete seaman hierarchy.
Oh, that must have been what he said, E4. I couldn't remember. I'm not a military man, but I thought it was funny because he was Petty Officer Petty.
Petty Officer Petty. And if his name was Tom Petty, that would be the best.
You could tell he hated it too, because like he didn't want to say Petty Officer, you know, he just wanted to give the rank, and I guess he said E4. Seaman. Seaman is E3. What is it? It's like seaman apprentice, seaman, Petty Officer. I don't know how it goes.
E4, you sunk my battleship.
What?
You're too young.
I played Battleship, man. Come on. My buddy, I didn't have the one with like the flashy sounds and everything. Like there was one version of Battleship where you could like hit the buttons and it would play like explosion sounds and all. That was the cool Battleship to have, man. And like if I remember correctly, like the screen like lit up or something. And Light Bright. You have a Light Bright when you were a kid, Clark?
Oh my God, Light Bright. Was that thing with the what the hell is that called? The optical cables?
No, it's like it was like a pegboard, right? With backlighting that you couldn't see until you put the little multicolored, like translucent pegs in there, and you could like draw pictures. You know, the commercial light bright, turn on the magic of colored light.
Did you just say colored light? Another ding on your record. Yes, I remember that. It was the pegboard, right, with the different color pegs, and it was backlit. I never had one of those, but it looked like it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I never really had one either. I just remember the commercial. And well, what else was there? Connect 4. You know, at my grandparents' house, they had the game of Cootie. You remember the game of Cootie?
Yes, I had co-ed education my entire life.
No, not cooties, Cootie.
Well, cootie is singular for cooties.
Yeah, it was like the game with these bugs and this and that. What else do we have? Like Connect 4. Connect 4 was big time, man.
Isn't that a state lottery?
No, it was a game. It was a board game. Oh, God. And then, yeah, when I was a little kid, the most rippinest commercial ever, like, this thing was like, it was like, holy crap. You'd see this as a kid and be like, I need that. It's Crossfire, man. Oh, dude. The kid with, like, the mullet and the one, like, earring with the cross, you know, like, on a little chain hanging off his ear, like, flies in on some kind of, like, hover thing, and there's, like, explosions and fire in the background, and the music is all intense, like Crossfire, you know, like crazy. You're just like, oh my God.
Yes, the predecessor to video games.
It was like Hungry Hippos kind of, but like you shoot stuff.
How the hell do you know all this? You're way too young for that.
I think I'm not as young as you really think I am, Clark, because I had all these things. I had Hungry Hippos.
Man, all these toys you're talking about were like, I don't know, they were before your time. Some of them were after my time. Light Brights were probably at my time. See that? Now I'm showing my age again.
Man, like, I played with all those games and stuff when I was a little kid, because when I was a little kid, just like you, there was no such thing as the internet. Well, I mean, there was the internet, but people didn't have it in their house. It was like, it was crap at that point. Like, it basically didn't exist. Nobody had cell phones, you know, like, it was like you played Hungry Hippos, man.
I always had AOL, which was sort of had their own internet.
Yeah, I remember when AOL came out. I was somewhere in like middle school, I guess. I'm talking about when I was like a kid. There was no AOL. There was none of that. And the only cool thing about AOL was was when we go on like hockey tournaments or just in general get like large groups of like my peers who were like young boys, we'd go to like 7-Eleven or a supermarket or something, and at like the checkout lanes they had stacks and stacks of AOL CDs, trial CDs. Do you remember that? Like, and we would just take them all. Like, we'd each have 100 AOL discs, and we'd have wars with them.
Wow. So it's a good thing that that Father John McWhorter didn't entice you and your friends with AOL discs. Hi, Father John McWhorter, trying to catch a wee peek at the white bottom of a little boy.
And then you'd finally like convince your parents, like, let me install AOL like on the computer, and you got like your 14.4 kilobaud modulator, demodulator hooked up, and it took like 20 minutes to sign on, and it was super crappy. And then somebody would like call you or like call your house, and you'd get kicked right off the internet, and you'd have to wait through all that crap again and try to sign on until you gave up and went and played Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, your 14.4 built-in or external U.S. robotics modem. Yep, you're in the middle of downloading that early porn on the internet, and you're halfway through, and someone calls you, and the file download stops. Yeah, that always puts you in a good mood when the phone rings.
I mean, even when there was like 56K modems, it still sucked. Like I remember when MP3s came out. I remember like my mother worked with somebody who like knew somebody who at their infancy like got an MP3 player. It was a Rio something or other MP3 player. It could hold like 8 megabytes. You could put like 5 MP3 files on there, and it was like hard to find MP3s. They were like brand new stuff, and downloading one of those, the 56K modem, with my setup back then, it was like 45 minutes to download like a 3-minute song, MP3.
Oh yeah, the early days of MP3. I remember very well. Fraunhofer, IIS. Yep, I actually worked with Zing, X-I-N-G, Zing Technology Corporation in Arroyo Grande, California, back in the late 90s. Streamworks was their streaming audio-video platform, and they had MP3 audio and video, as well as their proprietary LBR, which was audio only. And they were the main competitor to Real Audio. Real Audio, when they first started off, was just that. It was just audio and no video. But Zing's Streamworks started off with video. So that was, they were briefly a technology leader there. But they experimented with MP3 audio. And I remember, this will shock the snot out of you, Billy, but N1 BCG was the first, the first person on the planet to live stream an MP3 file using a dial-up modem and a laptop. Yep, the first person. I know, big deal. Well, that's like my claim to fame. Everyone does something kind of wacky and obscure that they're the first person ever anywhere in the world to do something, and that's my claim to fame right there. First streaming MP3 using a dial-up modem and a laptop.
Hey, Matt from the chat. You like that? He remembers Streamworks.
Matt, you rock, man. In 1998, just to carry the Streamworks fame and fortune even further, we teamed up with Malaysian Telecom, and this crazy guy that I met wanted to work with the internet company that I was working with, and his resume was insane. Like on the front page of his resume, he had a picture of him flying an ultralight over the African Serengeti. And someone handed me his resume and said, this guy wants to work here. What do you think? I took one look at that. I'm like, hire him immediately. This is amazing. Who does this stuff? He was a correspondent, for CNN, whatever, during Desert Storm. He had one story about how they were doing a live report, and these crazy guys were attacking these Iraqis, and so they had to skedaddle out of there real fast. They threw their camera gear in the Jeep, and they're taking off. And he said, they were throwing swords at us, and one of the swords came into the back of the Jeep. It cut through the canvas and stuck in the back as we were driving away. And he said, praise be to Allah, no one was hurt. And this guy wanted to work for our company. Well, he knew these Sherpas personally, the guides who take you up Mount Everest. And he worked out this whole thing where they were going to take this early video camera stuff and microwave links with the Sherpas on the back of llamas and crap like that, and go up Everest. And so we did this, and it was some like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that because of the time difference. But they had these Sherpas on the summit of Mount Everest with a digital camera and streaming live to a microwave link that beamed it down to base camp. And then from base camp, it was relayed up to a satellite. And then from the satellite, it ended up on Malaysian Telecom. And then they streamed it to Streamworks or to Zing in California, and they put it out over the internet. So it was the first live streamed video images of the summit of Mount Everest, and I was there coordinating. Yes. Okay, now I've shot my look what I did one. And one BCG. All right, well, I guess I'll go get dinner.
No, I'm just, I was trying to see if that was real CW or if they're just doing it with Heterodyne against whoever's got a carrier in there. Can you hear that? They're really persistent. It's kind of funny. Maybe I should just get it, like, sir, whoever's doing that, you just want to see my penis, I guess? Like, should I just get it over with? Like, I'll take it out, you can take a look at it, and then you won't have to do that anymore?
No, he's calling you out.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Would you like to see my penis? I think that's what this is all about.
He's mentioning your call sign and using words like lid and other words.
Well, is he identifying?
Of course not.
Well, then, he's obviously a latent homosexual, and I feel like if I just showed him my penis, then that would solve a lot of things, We could all go about our day. If he'd like to identify, we could, I don't know. I just think that would make things easier, but I doubt he's gonna, so it's just QRM. Very, very homosexual QRM, And I don't really want to show him my penis, but if it'll solve whatever issue that he's having in his life, then I feel like I'd be doing a service.
Good evening. W2JBL. Yeah, well, you're on Twitch or Snatch, whatever. You're on your stream, right? Invite him into that. And just stand up in front of the webcam and, just whip it out.
I don't know. Maybe he wants me to bang his wife.
You got to tie him up and make him watch Cowering in Fear in the corner when you do that. ACR, why am I here?
I don't know, because Clark left. He went to go get his spaghetti and marbles.
No, he just silently left the frequency because I came on here. He does that.
Or,
what about
I had said I was going to at 7:05 because that's when Chef Boyardee would be boiling over. So I did.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, sorry. That's just it's the usual pattern. Okay. Chef Boyardee, not empty more, huh?
That's for special occasions.
What about Murphy? Well, what is it? The beef ravioli or the SpaghettiOs or?
Yeah, it's the spaghetti and meatballs. Isn't it interesting that all of Chef Boyardee's stuff tastes the same? I mean, it's basically the same sauce and the same pasta, and then they just shake it up. But it's like the spaghetti and meatballs, the beefaroni, and the ravioli are all identical. It's just in a different format.
I gotta tell you,
Make it a triple.
what I keep around for, hurricane sustenance is like, K rations. I keep that stuff around. I eat it up every now and then and replace it. But ever since I was a kid, I love those little meatballs.
And they're made out of all kinds of stuff. It's like beef and chicken and it's a bunch of different meats in those meatballs,
They get the leftovers from the Spam plant.
What's Spam, Bear?
What?
What's Spam?
Oh, come on, Billy. You gotta ask a veteran what Spam is. You'll get the right answer.
Do you have a data sheet for Spam?
Spam in a can, man.
I would like to see the Spam data sheet.
No, you want the MSDS on Spam.
Yeah, the safety data sheet.
Double.
The safety data sheet. It's still data sheet.
You read the ingredients in Spam, you might not eat it. It's full of chicken lips, I'm telling you. And pig fingers.
Is that like Vegemite?
Yeah. No, Vegemite's good for you, man. It's like Mad Max's Dinky D dog surfer's dog in Mad Max Road Warrior.
Oh crap, yo, my pizza's here. I'll be right back. W2BTK on 3885.
Oh yeah, that's Billy's right, that guy does love him. Meanwhile, with the static slowly subsiding, I'm going to go grab another container of my favorite adult beverage. This is W2JBL.
Everybody's got to do what they got to do.
All right, Clark, you know what time it is, right? I do this every Thursday. I got some wine on the way home. In addition to that crack and rum stuff, I got some wine. I got cheesy garlic bread and a bag of garlic nuts.
Boy, you are hooked up.
And an extra large cheese pizza that I probably won't eat until tomorrow.
It's all right. It'll taste better the second day.
Is that from Domino's?
No, it's from the nice pizza and burger spot down the road. You go down the hill and it's about 2 miles. You cut a Louis and drive 2 miles.
Oh, hell, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Sometimes I eat Domino's. I haven't in years. There's one 3 miles from here. I call them up. They won't deliver here. They won't deliver to Hopewell Junction. I said, lady, look out the window of the store. You see that mountain over the other side of Route 84? I live like 4 minutes from here on that mountain. You telling me you won't deliver? Oh, no, we won't deliver to Hopewell Junction. Okay.
Tell them that they're racist. Oh, hang on, I gotta pour a glass of wine.
Oh, that's even better. I'll email Domino's corporate and accuse that outlet of being racist. And with my last name, which is a last name that's common to certain ethnicities, very common, I'll bet it'll hit home. You can lie a little bit and tell them I'm related to Jesse. That's it. It's a racist pizza parlor. Oh, here's the net in there. So, Bear, I've decided to build a distortion box for my Class AB guitar amp up at camp, so I can have a little versatility. And I'm torn between using LEDs for the clippers or a 6AL5. Between the 6AL5 and what? LEDs. Should I run my four-cylinder at 8,000 RPM or the V12 at 3,000?
6AL5.
Well, I've played with soft clipping and LEDs in an amateur radio project, and they clip very softly. I'm wondering how well a 6AL5 with 5 volts on the front will that soft clip.
Oh, I tried that. You know, you can make an asymmetrical compressor with that if you use different color LEDs. I think that infrared LEDs, they require like a little bit more voltage to turn on. So if you use that for the negative cycle and use like a red LED for the positive cycle, it could like, oh wait, no, it's the other way around. They turn on with less. Yeah. They turn on, the IR turns on with less, so it'll clip that negative cycle first.
You want 2N3904 transistors with the base and the collector connected.
Or a 12AU7 with the grid connected to the plate. Well, that's interesting. You say use a transistor for that. I hadn't heard that, but you know what? I think that's what the classic fuzz boxes, guitar fuzz boxes, did with germanium transistors back in the day.
No, I've never seen that. They always used 1N34 germanium.
Oh, I thought they were overdriving germanium transistors.
No, 1N30.
Don't feed the bears.
The holy grail of science. Yeah, you can try all of it, Frank. You know, it's all a little bit different. It's all a little bit different. And all, you know what makes the most difference is the amplifier that you're trying to clip around.
Well, it's a good clean amplifier until I crank it and drive it into Class C. But I have a bunch of miniature surface mount LM386 like half-watt audio amplifiers that I bought for another project over the winter. I got like 3 of them left over. And I was thinking of using that for the preamp to drive the clipping element, whatever that ends up being, and then passive tone controls, low, mid, and high, and tone stack out of a Fender circuit after the clipping.
Well, you know, everything comes out different. I mean, there's no right or wrong here. Everything comes out different. It all depends on what
Thanks for the bits, Rich.
Want, you know. I mean, there's all sorts of ideas. I've got a unique idea that I'm not going to share with you about how to build something that will do the type of thing that your style of playing would like the most. You know, it's not a so-called fuzz box, but might have positive sound. I haven't built it. It's just in my head. You know, maybe it doesn't work the way I think. I think it does because I just have this weird idea that, you know, you can try everything. It's all fair game.
Yeah, I got to do it soon too. I'm probably going back up there in a few days, a week. Not sure yet. But the sound, Dwayne Allman's sound from Live at the Fillmore, or Jerry's sound from Europe 72. Distortion, mild distortion. Nothing crazy. And it's for blues, and that's a style of music you've never heard me play. In Chicago, that is blues.
Rich is shoving bits in my G-string.
Jerry did. By Europe 72, I don't know. Later on, he had a rack full of crap. But when I observed him in 1971 at the Fillmore East from a distance of I'm embellishing. It wasn't very far. It was just broken records and some Fenders cranked way the hell up with JBL speakers in it.
Yeah, and then a year later or so, right about that time, Bob Heil got involved and everything. That's when he got the rack and all of that. I don't really care what he was using. It's just that when he got into distortion, because he's another guy like me that really plays clean most of the time, but when he got into distortion, it was a pleasant distortion. Same for Dwayne Allman. I'm not into this, shred under the metal death tone.
Chris, I saw your Monkey Puppet Band BC Express video.
The outcome. Because, anytime you want to just diode and create harmonics, you got to just control that. Yeah, it's the holy grail of tone. I agree. I just bought a stop box because someone playing it and they sounded really good, but I can't get that friggin' tone that person had out of my Strat plugged into this box. Doesn't sound anything like what he showed on the video. I don't know. I think I got to build the box I have in my head and see if it does what I think it will. And, like you say, that's the sound I want. I want that sound that he had in 1969 when he played either a Strat or a Les Paul, but especially when he played that Les Paul. Both of them. Dwayne too. Jeez, but Jerry played a stack of Fender Twins. That was it. That was it for a long time.
I never remember Jerry playing a Les Paul. That's interesting. But, yeah, just that, gentle compression. I get that out of my Fender GA30. This is W2 JBL. I get that, that's a Class A amp, and if I start to overdrive that sounds beautiful. And that's a controllable volume. I mean, that's a pair of 6 V6s. I think put out like 12 watts and so on. The monster that I built at camp is another story, and although I generally will just crank it, because my neighbors never complain. In fact, my neighbors like it when they hear me, but just for my own hearing and for just make life a lot easier to have a good distortion at a low level. And his freaking stomp boxes are expensive. My God, I started to look around because I have a vintage MXR Distortion 2 Plus, the yellow one. Gorgeous thing. And they're going like $500 on eBay, the vintage ones like mine. The new one, or the reissue, was like $300. I can't find a decent distortion pedal new for really much less than $200. So cheap ham kicks in, and I'm going to build it.
How you feel about line 6?
Number 2 MOSFET. Sounded really good on the video. I It's okay. I'm just pissed at the sound. I gotta try a different amp. You know, my concept now is just to, I want to run a Class D for douche, you know, raw power amplifier, and get all the tone back, way back away from the amplifier. I think I know how. I think I figured it out. That's what I was saying. You know, I got this figured out. It's been in my head for like 15 years. I think I got to just build it already. You know, it's a real trick circuit, Chris. I know I'm like probably making you crazy. What is he gonna do? What's he gonna do? I can't talk about it because it might work. And if it works, man, that's you know, I'm stupid for not building it because I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. I don't think this has been done. I've looked a lot. Nobody's done this, and I think I know what to do. And you know, it should be really, interesting. So we'll see. You know, it's all speculation until I do it.
Be interested to know more about it, but I guess it's an off-the-air subject. Bill, you mentioned line 6. That's like amp modeling and stuff, isn't it?
Oh, hell yeah. It works pretty good, but it's like really not user-friendly. Some of the best tones like I've heard came from those damn things. It's all zeros and ones, but like if you spend enough time with it, geez, like you can, you know, instead of having a room full of amps, you could have one of those and pretty much like do that.
I think it sounds like
not that interested in it. You know, I subscribe to Guitar Player. I'm a gearhead. I subscribe to that magazine because I read all the gear articles in there. And I'm not necessarily your off-the-rack guitar player or musician. My focus is I have my tone and my style, both of which are very much my own. Bear could tell you. He's heard me live. And I stay in that realm, you know, my own realm of tone. And line 6 is good if you're playing, I guess, clubs. And, you know, you're in a cover band and you got to sound like various different guitar players. You know, as a working musician's tool, I see it as a good thing. But this is something that kind of bothers me about the rest of the guitar playing world, or at least the way it's portrayed in the magazines, is that everybody wants their guitar to sound like their guitar hero. I want to sound like Clapton. I want to sound like this guy. I want to sound like that guy. Well, those guys didn't end up where they were by sounding like somebody else. And I'll quote my musical hero, tenor saxophonist Lester Young. It's got to be original.
Well, no, you kind of nailed it, because, I mean, I was a front-of-house engineer, a pretty large nightclub for years, and we had cover bands there, man, and not like, you know, like little dinky cover bands. I'm talking like, you know, $2,000 a night or more cover bands that would come in and play 3 sets, and the guys that had those line 6s, there was 1 or 2 of them, always had the best sounding stuff. Like they would switch genres and switch songs and this and that, and they'd spend hours tweaking those things to just sound awesome, exactly kind of like how they needed to in the song. And it always sounded way better than anything anyone brought out. Like people brought really nice like vintage stuff and this and that, and like it would sound great on like a couple songs and then just like suck everywhere else. That's like but that convolution DSP technology, I guess they use, amp modeling and this and that, like it sounds really good if you know what the hell you're doing. And then I've heard ones that sound like crap, you know, because the person didn't sit there for days and weeks like tweaking the damn thing to perfection, you know, which is what you have to do with it. Well, that answers my question, but that was my experience with it. They always sounded the best because, you know, of those reasons. In actual practice, in a nightclub, live music, like, going on.
I haven't
SW2JVL. God. Playing the Holiday Inn and the Ground Round, we used to call it the Ground Hound restaurant chains and the Holiday Inns and so on and so forth. Every venue that had some crappy little lounge, strip mall venue that had a little lounge in it that needed lounge lizards. Did a lot of that in the 80s. Oh, God, I hated it. Because I never played the solo, doing cover songs, I never played those solos the way they were on the record. My God, my head would have exploded if I had to play the same thing every night. But that one place I was playing, and actually having a couple of places, the manager actually came up to me after a set. We're paying you people to play like Steely Dan. You got to play that guitar break exactly like it is on the record, or people are going to walk out of here. That didn't go over too well with me.
Hey.
Yeah, well.
It's A2RJY.
All right, RJY's in there. Chris, it never does, but there was this one cover band, right? They were really good, and they played stuff that the crowd had wanted to hear. Everyone was so into it, like they had the crowd by the balls, you know what I mean? They're playing all these songs, their set list was spot on, like right for the crowd and this and that. They played Oasis Wonderwall at one point, and everyone was like, okay, like I remember this song, and people were kind of like, oh, like, that's cool. But at the end, they did one of like the best musical performances I've ever seen in that place, which was just a freestyle jam over the end chord progression of that song with guitar solos and this and that. I mean, I was impressed. I was like, that was really, really, really good. And like, they kind of like lost sight of the crowd and really got into it. And by the end of it, everyone was at the bar. The dance floor was empty. People were leaving. They were all at the bar getting refills or whatever. Like, nobody gave a crap. They went from like hero to zero in 2.5 minutes of freestyle. Like, really, really, really good musicianship, like freestyle playing. They lost that. Nobody gave a crap. And I could see the disappointment on their faces, and I just thought to myself, like, why would you even try that? It's so sad, but it's true. I mean, that's cover bands, man. I've mixed a lot of them.
Yeah, it's sad that something like went down like that. God. Well, I never played the big nightclubs and dance halls and everything. It was just these crappy venues, like I said, a Holiday Inn lounge or, chain restaurants and stuff like that, or, crappy little bars that had live music. And, it sucked. I don't know any other way to put it. But the money was good. The money was very good back then, especially when country and western became popular after Urban Cowboy, the movie with John Travolta, came out. Country music had a big surge here in the mid-'80s. And I play pedal steel guitar, and oh boy, $125, $200 a night as a sideman, not even a regular member of, some country band, just as a sideman. They were getting the big bucks, but just because there was 2 guys in my whole county, Westchester County, New York, that played the pedal steel guitar professionally, so I cashed in on that, man.
Let's pick up that breaker.
Come on back, breaker.
What was that, RJY?
Yeah, come on.
What?
RJY, where'd you go, pal? Come on.
Yeah, man. What?
I think that's him, and he's got an issue. He started out 40 over, and now he's arcing over. So.
I heard Daryl up on 3890. What?
I don't know. Fix amp is that every note you play out of it.
I was curious about latency with that stuff.
Big mess you guys got. What a noise there. I never know what's going on there.
I think that's the Florida mullet net, like getting a little bit pissy, you know, a little pissy in their pants. Somebody's using 3885, which is an established net frequency, as they say. W2BTK. I'm just spitballing here.
Well, they call themselves a net, but they don't pass traffic. They're not accredited by the ARRL, nor are they a member of the National Traffic System, so that makes them a scheduled roundtable at best. W2JBL.
Yeah, well, we'll see what's going on here. I had a little flash in the tuner, but I don't know what it is. Could be dirt, could be dust, but I got a dual roller tuner that the rollers match double wire feeders, so I got infinite impedance coverage.
Hey, I got the same thing, but mine's not fancy with rollers. I just got homebrew tapped inductors.
I haven't figured out exactly why just yet.
Yeah, there's another guy in there with you. We'll see what's going on. I can match 50 ohms with no reactance. I did it measured on Delta Bridge. Really interesting how well you can match when you not tap double wire feeders with a tap, because you're losing one turn of a coil. It's either one or the other. This is like infinite adjustment.
That's cool. I missed your calls. Is it K2IJY or RJY?
Yeah, K2IJY. They're big tuners, though. They're 100 microhenry each. I put them in series, and I cut some taps out, but it seems to be okay. It's 36 inches long, too, 12 inches wide, built on 3/8 aluminum plate.
That's what I told her. She didn't believe me.
Yeah, you hear that, Clark?
I think we've worked before. I'm not sure. This is Chris, W2JBL in Hopewell Junction.
Oh, yeah, we did. I'm on a Collins 20V2. I'm just watching this thing to see if it flashes again. Maybe not.
Dave, right?
Yeah, you got that right. But I built this tuner because it was something I always wanted to do when I started on this thing. Amazing. Two turns counters, and it really is pretty interesting how this works. I figured it would work theoretically, but mechanically the gears, when insulating, that was a job to build the mechanics.
Where are you located?
I'm up in Boyceville, New York, at WQ2A's place, about 5 miles from where I live. Up there in Boyceville, New York, about 17 miles west of Kingston.
Oh, 17 miles west of Kingston. So you're up, what route is that? 308 or something? Is that right?
28.
Oh, you're up 28. Okay. All right. You're a rig then, right?
I'm the one that said about it.
It's my rig, it's Jimmy's rig too. It's at his place. My other 20V2, I have two of them, is at my place 5 miles down the road. I'm working on that to get it ready.
Well, this is going to mean a road trip. You realize that, right? Because I'm up here in Small Bunny. I get right down to you lickety-split.
Yeah, this thing is running good. I have another 20V2 I bought from a guy in Erie, Pennsylvania, and he had a while, and he sold to me, and Robert turned me on to the guy, W0VMC, Robert out there in Wisconsin, and I work with him a lot. So I got another 20V2. It's even cleaner than this one. They're like mint condition, and I'm going to convert it to 3 bands like this one, and go from there. So anyway, yeah, it seems to be pretty good. Yeah, something wrong with that
Lights
thing.
coming out with your modulation. That's your modulator.
Yeah, I'm modulating it, and I got this ridiculous. Let me look at my reflected. I got none. I'm looking at this monitor of a power line monitor. It's flickering on and off for modulation.
Yeah, I got a question. You get a special deal from Central Hudson to run that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. They read my meter wrong, right? So I'm looking at this. I said, well, how could it be this reading? So he took a picture of it. It was 750 kilowatt hours more than it was a week after. How could that be?
Oh, they pull that crap with me all the time.
Yeah, they sent me a new bill. I called up and I sent them a photograph, and they said, "Oh, we'll send you a new bill." Everybody wants to be paid 2 and 3 and 6 months ahead. I just canceled my order renewal on a bunch of places. I'm done with these guys.
I wish I could be done with Central Hudson. My God.
Yeah,
My average electric bill is $20 a month. Average. This one
I got central air in this big ass house, and my bill
This is the most expensive
it's
electric.
$180 a month.
Let's hear it for Central Hudson.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like big old transmitters with big tubes, and I'm just spoiled. I mean, who owns a couple of 20 V2s? That tells you where. And I get an OR band.
Am I there? Am I on 38, 73, 72 and a half? Somewhere in there. Something like that.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Clark. I didn't see you there. W2BTK.
Everybody's got to be somewhere. So, there you are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that frequency went to crap real fast.
Real multi-mode transmissions. A busy one, isn't it?
Yeah. I just realized that my Twitch chat box isn't chatting properly. Oh, what the hell? Refresh cache of current page. Refresh browser. Let's see if it works now. That's not good because we need Q&A time.
Oh, well, yeah. You know, people with questions. You've got questions. We've got answers. You know, Radio Shack's not using that slogan anymore, so got to pick up where they left off.
Maybe it has something to do with me changing my Twitch name.
Yeah, you never want to do that.
Man, yeah, it sucks. I don't know how to fix this. Yeah, it broke. I'm really gonna have to look into this. Oh, maybe you know what? I can probably fix this, Clark.
We're all waiting to find out.
I have to log myself into Streamlabs, man. So this is like boring stuff. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna copy the URL. It might be the same one. Like, who knows? Let's go to properties. Actually, you know what? Let me just delete Twitch chat box. And let me do this real quick. Say hi to everybody, Clark. We lost, like, nobody cared about that. You know, they were all leaving. They don't want to hear Bear. They don't want to really hear any of that stuff that was being talked about.
Oh, come on. Variety is a spice of life. They should hang in there.
That wasn't enough time for me to do what I needed to do.
KCG. I gotta say that at some point. Just looking at some polling numbers here. I don't know. I don't think the polling numbers are accurate, but you know what? They weren't 4 years ago either, were they?
Well, I don't know. I got it working though, Clark. How about that?
You got your Twitch feed working?
Yeah, my Twitch chat.
Gotta have that twitching, the Twitch typers going. Anyway, so what's their issue? What are people concerned about in the Twitchosphere?
Well, they're saying every QSO is interesting, especially when W6WBJ decides to jam. Is that who's doing it? That's what somebody in the chat's saying. They jammed him right out of ham radio. So Warfa be fair game? What?
Who? Some Sixlander?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Somebody just got auto-moderated. That's, ooh.
What's that?
The auto-mod got him. They thought they were posting personal info, but really, he just said twat, the word twat, and I guess Twitch didn't like it.
That's a very personal comment.
Yeah. Man, it's starting to get a little hot in here, Clark.
Yes, it is. It's all those tubes. Oh my gosh, I've got a dental appointment. My dentist texts me when I was at dental appointment.
Dentistry. I haven't been to the dentist in a long time, probably like too long, you know? Not good. Not good.
Well, unless you're a expert brusher, yeah.
I brush my teeth twice a day though, so it shouldn't matter. Like, my teeth are good.
That's very impressive. I've never done that.
You don't brush your teeth twice a day? Oh god, there's a badass delay in the, this sucks. I really need to restart OBS, but then it's gonna screw everything up.
No, just announce to everybody there's going to be a big reboot, so they're going to be cast off into space. They're going to be blown out through the airlock into outer space, but they'll be invited back, and they just have to keep watch for it.
No, not that OBS. This OBS. I need to open it as administrator. Hold on. Nobody's going to be able to hear you for like 7 to 8 seconds. I'll be so quick about this. Ready?
We're all back. OBS, the Omni-Bearing OBS. What does that stand for? Omni-Bearing System? Yeah, something like that.
It's, oh god, the delay is still really bad. Why am I having all these problems? Oh, I changed my name. Twitch hates me, dude. Like, they hate me. And OBS is Open Broadcast Studio or Suite or something.
OBS. In aviation navigation, it's Omni-Bearing System, OBS. Something like that.
My camera got all fuzzy too. Like, what the hell is wrong with technology today?
5-6 years ago, I was helping these college kids with their pirate radio station. Oh my God, did he admit that? on their college campus, and we were talking about stuff, and they asked how I got into it, and I was telling them that when I was in college, you know, and all the fun we had, we went to the IBS convention in Washington, D.C., and they all started laughing. I said, what's so funny? They said, what's the name of the convention? I said, the IBS convention. And they went nuts again. I said, how in the world is that so funny? And they said, what does it stand for? I said, Intercollegiate Broadcasting Service or something like that, IBS. And they're like, oh, okay. And I said, well, what do you think it is that you think it's so funny? They're like, irritable bowel syndrome. I actually asked them, like, what's that? And then they're like, you don't know what IBS is? I said, well, no, because I'm asking. I know what IBS is, what I told you. These are college kids, and they're telling me what irritable bowel syndrome is. How screwed up is that?
Oh, my God. Google WJDI. One of the guys on the air here ran it. Oh, God. I made the Twitch chat big, Clark, all right?
Make Twitch big again.
Yeah. No, you can really, really read what the chat's saying now. Like, it's there. What the hell happened to our frequency, man? Like, that's not cool. Like, how did we allow that to happen? We both, like, got our dinner at the same time, and then, you know, people started keying up, and they're like, oh, quick, like, let's change the topic.
It's like when you have an exterminator come to your house 4 times a year, and then you miss one of their appointments. So then it's been, 6 months since the exterminator shows up. And in that amount of time, the insects take over. It's like you can't ever let too much time go by before you spray for pests. And that's exactly what happened. You step away from the frequency, and the pests move in. And then it's too late for exterminating.
We were having a nice QSO too. That was nice. The ball was really rolling. Although people are starting to come back into the Twitch now. Like maybe all the people that left before, I don't know. But Clark gets ratings, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like a post-nuclear Twitch channel. People are slowly starting to regrow and return.
Yeah, let your mustache grow.
Well, you're ahead of me on that.
I do have a mustache. It's quite a mustache. I haven't trimmed it or done anything in a long time. You know why? Because I have to wear a freaking mask all day, and nobody can see anyway. So what's the point?
So here's a kind of like an ethical question for you. If someone takes a picture of you and you're wearing a mask, do you have to smile?
That's the thing. I was like, nobody can see anybody else smile. Like, this is just, it sucks, you know? You really, if you're trying to be, like, sarcastic, you can't smirk or, like, anything. Like, you just, I don't know. It's not good.
Smile with your eyes.
Well, there's a couple of things. See, this past week, I've been working in an aviation shop. You know, once a year, the plane has to go in for its annual inspection, and that means completely taking it apart. And it's very involved. We get really into the nitty-gritty, like, you know, removing the landing gear, repacking the bearings with fresh grease, cleaning everything, re-putting them on. We have to jack the whole thing up, you know, to get it off the wheels so we can pull all the wheels off and then lubricate everything and do all this other stuff. Anyway, I've had to wear a mask all day, and I've never had to do that before this week. So this week, first experience with my face covered up, nose to chin, or almost like nose to throat, because it's like wearing this big, you know, silk bra on your face. Really weird. And I've had a couple of thoughts having worn it so much. Number one, if you cough or sneeze, do you give yourself COVID? Because, the mask is supposed to block the COVID stuff. But if you have to breathe in your own cough and your own sneeze, do you get yourself sick? You don't get anyone else sick, but you could get yourself sick. So that's question number one. And number two, and this is more of an observation. I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but if you're wearing a mask and, you take a quick break from that to eat and drink and something like that. But I was drinking soda and stuff like Coke. I like Pepsi, but they only had Coke there. So I'm drinking these Cokes, and I put the mask back on, between sips because I'm supposed to. And I belch. And then, have you ever noticed that if you drink soda and belch while you're wearing a mask, it makes your eyeballs burn? Anyway, that's something I just discovered this week. And one BCG.
Yeah, if you have bad breath too, you can totally, the only person that you're hurting is yourself.
Well, I don't think I have bad breath, although you would be an expert on good breath since you brush so often. Twice as much as I do. But I never noticed that before. It's like, if you belch through your nose after drinking soda, you'll burn up your nostrils. You'll burn up your olfactory glands. Olfactory glands or olfactory lobes? Well, anyway, you burn up your sniffer, the innards of your sniffer. Well, the same thing happens if you belch into one of those COVID masks, because it directs that belch right up into the bottom of your eyeballs, and they burn like hell. So, just take it from me. I've done it all for you. Don't belch soda into a COVID-19 mask, because you'll hurt your eyes.
What about beer belches?
Well, that sounds like you'd be recycling the alcohol by doing that. All I know is that, it's the same thing as if you do a beer belch through your nose, which actually I've never done. Does that hurt?
Yeah, it does. You ever? Oh man, you've never done that? It does. It hurts. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's true. I've belched soda belches through my nose, but I've never belched a beer belch through my nose. So I actually don't know.
It's kind of like the same deal that happens when you take a sip of beer and somebody makes you laugh, and it comes up through your nose.
Oh man, I've had red wine go up through my nose. I was out on a date, and Bill was telling me the story about how this guy that she went on a date with had totally misled what he looks like. So he had put these pictures up, which, they're out at dinner, and she said, this guy didn't. He told this guy, you don't look anything like your pictures. And he goes, what do you mean I don't look like my pictures? Those pictures are my son. He and I look exactly the same. And she said that right as I was drinking wine, and that did go right up through my nose. Oh, no, I'm sorry, no, that wasn't it. That was one of the stories. The one that went up through my nose was, she was telling me the story about, or maybe this was a different, I don't know, they all blend together, but one of them said that she was out on like a third date with this guy, and he said to her, they're out at a nice restaurant, candles and all that stuff, and wine, the same stuff I'm drinking. And he said, now that we know each other so well, I feel like I can tell you anything. And she's like, oh, this is so great. We're making progress. He feels like he's a guy and he can open up to me. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, all right, another boring story. And the guy looks at her and he goes, well, now that we know each other, I feel like I can be comfortable to tell you that I'm actually married, but I'm not happily married, and that's an important distinction. Okay, that's when she was telling me the story. That's when the line went up through my nose.
I've never had that happen, but once I saw my friend do drugs and it looked like powder.
What?
Wait, what?
Your friend did drugs and it looked like powder.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about.
It was in his nose.
How the hell is it still there?
I don't know.
Okay, without getting graphic, it's supposed to be kind of like blended in with the mucus. I don't understand. Well, whatever.
You could see it. It looked like powder.
The guy just sneezed powder. It's like he sneezed chalk dust. Now that would be a trick.
Tony Montana.
He'd be like a snorting bull. Can you imagine that? You sneeze and this, like, white puff comes out through your nostrils?
Man, no. No.
So what are your Twitchizens thinking about this ridiculous discussion? I'm sure they've got Q&A, things that they'd rather talk about.
Well, there's not a whole lot of people watching tonight, and that's probably because I changed the name of my channel. But we're talking about, it says, no, Clark, you will get carbon monoxide poisoning, though, from the mask, I assume. Because you're breathing back in what you breathe out, which is not healthy and more dangerous than this scandemic, to be honest. That's from Orihara 350.
Orihara 350. I think you meant to say carbon dioxide. 2 oxygen molecules, not carbon monoxide, which is 1 oxygen particle or molecule.
That's true.
Date was after you had red wine pour out of the front of your face. I guess it was not a successful date.
Yeah, it was, I'm trying to think about how that ended. She had a bunch of stories. That was one of them. Yeah, the guy, I think that was 2 different dates, but the one who said that the guy said, I'm married but not happily married, and that's an important distinction. Boy, that ruined her date. She had said that she hadn't dated in the past 9 months because of that, which I got. I'd be like, okay, this is a new low. I have another story. I have a bad dating story. It didn't happen to me, but it was this girl had told me the story about a guy who ended up being, hold on a second, 40 years older. Think about that. Women traditionally, and I hate to say this, traditionally lie about their ages in dating. For some reason, none of them ever lie about being older than they really are. That's so weird. Statistically, how can that be? I would say almost 100% lie about being younger than they actually are. That's just weird. Anyway, this guy blew them all out of the water and lied about being 40 years younger than he actually was. And she didn't find out until they met for the first time ever. And what happened at that point is really shocking. But you guys probably aren't interested. And one PCG.
Daddy!
Oh, W2BTK.
N2DTS, how's it going, guys?
Howdy, Brett.
It's clipping right along.
2 in a row. First the guy's married. The second guy has wine coming out of his nose.
I was sipping wine. She told me the story that this guy said, because it's a typical question when you do the dating thing. It's like, so what crazy dating stories do you have? And I don't remember what my story was, but that one blew my story out of the water. I thought it was going to be something lame, like, the guy forgot his wallet and I had to pay for it. It's like, yeah, whatever. No, and it's like this guy had finally admitted after like the 4th date that he actually was married, but not happily married, and that justified it. Wow, freaking weed.
Was I clipping a little bit? Oh, no, we're good.
You ain't clipping.
You go on dates still, Clark? I thought like all your women's left.
No, I was on a date on, hold on a second, last Saturday.
How'd it go? Did it end well?
Yes, it did, actually. In fact, I just got a text from her a few minutes ago talking about, so what are you up to this weekend? So we're going to line something up. She's fun. She's great, because I like I tell her N1 BCG stories, and she actually thinks they're funny. That's a big plus.
Wait, like ham radio stories? And also, did you flip and dip?
I think she's after your money.
Ham radio stories. I've got some great non-ham radios. Oh, damn! I should add that to the list. There's actually a story where a friend and I got chased by Hasidic Jews, ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jews or rabbis, I don't know, who threw stainless steel Stars of David, which had serrated points, and one of them actually stuck in a phone pole as we're running to get away from them. Can you imagine that? You're running and you hear this as these things are flying past your head, because the noise they make when they go through the air. And just as I was running past this one phone pole or power pole or whatever, wooden pole with the wires on top, I hear this, and the thing ended up sticking into the wood. And my friend and I just barely got away from these guys. Freaking guys with the funny hats and the black ties and the dreadlocks and all that stuff. They were madder than hornets.
Oh. YC156 says Ninja Hebrews.
Yes, Ninja Hebrews. I think I'm going to thank you. I'm going to incorporate that term into the story, because I really didn't have a name for it. And it's true, Ninja Heroes. We hear this one guy go, "You little bastard," and then the next thing you know, they're running after us. I've never seen more angry Star of David chucking Jews ever in my life than these guys, who actually were really fast, and fortunately no one got hit with these things. Can you imagine getting stuck with one of those stainless steel Star of David things with the serrated points on them? 5 points on these stars. And getting hit in the back of the neck or something like that, it would cut your jugular open.
Or getting hit in the schmagegi.
Exactly. You guys want to hear the story of how that happened? The big battle? It actually ended up with a Jewish Catholic clash. It was like the battle of the ultimate battle of the religion at the end.
Hey, Ed, this place isn't big enough for the both of us.
Where were the Muslims in all this?
I don't think I could have figured out one more, major religion, but no, this was just, it started with apparently a friend of mine who said the wrong stuff, got the rabbis ticked off at us. They chased us for about a quarter of a mile, and then it turned into a Catholic Jewish rumble almost.
Hello, Dave.
Hi, Billy.
I got to write that down on the N1 BCG story time list because that's a good one. I almost forgot that one.
You should, and in the chat, it will be immortalized forever on YouTube, things of this nature. Hey, Dave, we got kicked off of our frequency. Can you believe that?
Well, those guys are just having a good discussion about stuff. And you moved down here, so you really weren't kicked off.
We were overtaken.
What was that expression that I said I liked? The ninja what?
Ninja Hebrews.
Thank you. Because I'm writing that down, and whoever came up with the Ninja Hebrews, that term is now going to be immortalized because it's going into my notes here. Chased by Ninja Hebrews. Oh my God, now I can't wait to tell it.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with that. W2VW.
It was some guy in the chat, YC156, W2BTK.
It's now been written down. Chased by Ninja Hebrews.
There's Orthodox, I don't know how Orthodox they are, guys in Manhattan smoking cigarettes. Used to see them all the time.
Driving minivans.
Well, yeah, that part, that's fine, because they got to get from Lakewood to Brooklyn and back, but smoking a cigarette? That's not kosher. A cigarette?
Don't they have kosher cigarettes? I thought they did.
I don't think there can be such thing as a kosher cigarette. If there is, then there's kosher ham sandwiches, too.
Well, all you got to do is get the rabbi to bless your stuff, and then it's kosher, right?
Yeah, but it's not that simple. The rabbi can't bless stuff that can't be kosher to begin with.
I went into a Jewish deli, and they asked what I wanted. I had a lunch counter there. And I asked for a bacon cheeseburger and a chocolate milkshake, and the waitress looked at me and she said, "You're kidding, right?"
We just got called anti-Semites and told everyone to unsubscribe.
Listen, that was my first day as a chief engineer of any radio station ever in my life. And I get to the radio station and I find out they had not fired my predecessor yet. Because it was like this snowy, blizzardy day. So I show up. Hi, I'm the new engineer. And the program director and the morning show host both grab my arms and spin me around and saying, "We're going out to eat." I'm like, "Why? I gotta meet everybody." And they're like, "No, Bill hasn't been let go yet." And I said, "Who's Bill?" And they're like, "The guy you're replacing." Oh my God. And so yeah, we had to buy time at the Jewish kosher deli. So that's what I ordered. Hell of a way to start, huh?
I think we need to discuss other religious and ethnic groups to make it even and make it happy for some person out there.
Yeah, you can't talk about anything these days. Although I don't know if they were saying no, I think that's exactly what I don't know. But you can't talk about anything anymore, I guess. That's how it is now. I mean, white people, right? I'm telling you.
I'm not white, I'm beige. I resent being called white.
Hey, the Jolly Llama was on this island also, where the altercation came between my friend and I and the Ninja Hebrews, and then the Ninja Hebrews and Catholics at a Catholic wedding. Not far down the road was the Jolly Llama, and trust me, that llama was not jolly. He spits on people.
Hey, do you guys know that on top of my amplifier I have a yarmulke? There's a yarmulke top dead center of my amplifier. It sits right on top.
My COVID-19 mask doubles as a yarmulke. It's black, and the straps hang down, and they look like locks.
You know, I gotta try wearing it like that tomorrow. I wonder if it'll fit.
I'm not kidding about the yarmulke either. There really is a yarmulke on top of my amplifier.
What do you use it for?
It's
kosher. If you get invited to a Jewish event, you're supposed to bring your, they have them there for you, but I mean, you know.
Oh.
Ones.
You keep the yarmulke on top of your amplifier or transmitter to keep it kosher.
All right, so here's the story, Clark. So when I was involved with like CB radio very heavily, we had this saying like, you know, if you want to be 10-8 and straight and get out in DX land, you got to talk to the rabbi. There's this guy 13VA. He was the rabbi, right? It's just what we called him, and he's the guy you would order these transistor amplifiers from. So like the whole rabbi thing got all out of control to the point where we went to like a key down one time and we all had yarmulkes and we were walking around and like going to the tables and haggling with people, you know, like offering them like a couple bucks for something that was like worth a lot of money, and you know, just like stereotypical crap. But basically like started this whole buzz, like everybody was walking around this key down like, yo man, what's up with all these Jews? And like, you know, the talk to the rabbi thing, it was like a big inside joke with all of us. So like I love Jewish people, we all do.
So the yarmulke was like a party favor.
Yeah, basically. And you know, like, so like in line with all that stuff, like when I got my amplifier, I put a yarmulke on top of it, cause you know, that's just how it's been in my life.
Moses told me how to build my transmitter.
Noah told me how to build a boat.
Where's my phone? Whoever texted me, text me again. I don't know where the hell my phone is.
W2VW. Celebrating diversity, like it says in the chat.
That's right. Don't get offended. Somebody unsubscribed, thought we were anti-Semites. I think that if you're a snowflake, just unsubscribe, because you can't handle that. Oh, there we go. Why, thank you. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I found it. Oh my God, how does that sound on the air?
Sounds pretty good. You know, maybe it's somebody from
because I thought we were anti-Semite.
They're looking to point the finger anyway.
That's the thing. They need something to be upset about. Get a job. Did I say that?
Wasn't that jerk from with an Apache that was off frequency and it tried to break in using cutesy phonetics? Wasn't he from Texas? That's it. That's gotta be him.
Oh, that's a great picture, Dave.
Yeah, it's not for public consumption.
One goes without saying.
That's right.
Woo! I turned my Variac down to like normal, like, I don't know, 200 watts Clark power. How am I doing?
Doing fine. The band conditions are crappy though. Variac up. I've actually got 2,950 volts on this thing.
And no buzz.
Yeah. The thing hasn't arced over or anything.
When are you gonna get your desk killer watt out?
I got too many other little things going on. I was doing surgery today here on this OM power amplifier. Guy finally got the tube socket for it. I put it in there. Oh, that was fun. And too many other little things that have to get done before I can waste time on my ham station.
Well, hey, it is what it is, you know. That's the way the cookie crumbles. No excuses on the bowl.
Yeah, if I can't be heard with this, then there's a problem.
I hear you just fine.
I got stuff all over the place. Tools. 13 different printed pieces of paper here I got staked up so I can look at them all at the same time. Block diagram. The wrong schematic, the right schematic, the incomplete schematic.
That was like field day. I just kept grabbing scrap pieces of paper and envelopes and this and that, and like every inch of every one of those pieces of paper was covered in call signs.
Yeah, I had saved every single one of those that I had from the first day I ever got on the air. I had every single one. I finally started getting rid of them. I record the interesting ones. Like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. He's dead. I remember this guy. He's gone. I remember this guy. He's been dead for 20 years. Yep, this one, that one. It's like every time I pull out an old tape or an old piece of paper, you know, it's like, nope, they're gone.
Man, that sucks. Speaking of like, well, not in the same context, but gone. Where did Clark go?
I'm reading a T-shirt that says, "I see what the problem is here. I'm talking in English and you're listening in stupidity."
That's not bad.
I might have to order one.
I got kind of crappy at work today. I told this guy, like, the reason why we don't get along is because he's slow and stupid. But the third strike is he won't listen. I got talked to about it. They were like, look, like, just be nice to everybody, please. Like, okay?
When you got talked to about being nice,
everything else you have to do at work, they want you to be nice to people.
Dude, we're sledgehammering ground rods into the ground, right? And I'm like not having it. So we finally go like borrow this giant jackhammer, well, the medium-sized jackhammer from another trade. We don't have the right bits, so it's just kind of JS'd in there. And we're like doing this stuff, and I finally get this one to go, and it's like going. I'm like, oh, I'm not stopping. Like, here, get the shovel. He's like, what? Like, what? I'm like, dude, get the shovel. Like, quick. Like, it's about to go out under there. We got to drive it farther. Get the shovel. He like finally gets it, and like I have to stop because like, you know, it's just the slowness. So I'm a little pissed about that. And then the bit kind of like mushroomed the thing on, but it was really hot. So I was like, quick, get the sledgehammer. He's like, well, what the hell? Like, get the sledgehammer. Get it yourself. And so I like ran and got it and just fired the thing off while it was still hot and I could get it off. You know, the metal was pliable. And like, I'm like, all right, dude, like, can you please just like dig this out? Like, we could have done this like all in one shot. Now, like, it's a pain in the ass. Is that he starts like knocking the dirt down from the side of the ditch, like onto the ground rod. I'm like, dude, like, dig it out. And like, I got all pissed at him, and he got like all offended. And he's like, I can't work with you. And then I like told him, I was like, dude, like, you know why we don't get along? It's because you're slow at this and you're stupid. And then like I got talked to about it, like I have to be nice to everybody, and I was like, I told the dude, I was like, well, dude, like, you can have 2 strikes but not 3. Like, if you're slow and stupid, I can kind of deal with it, but then if you don't listen to like what I'm saying, you know, like you don't get it and you won't just like listen to me quickly and help me, like that's the 3rd strike, you know, like I don't need to explain myself. You don't need to know why I'm telling you to quickly get the shovel or quickly get the sledgehammer, you know, like you can't drive a steel rod into the ground, or like dig said rod out of dirt. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you make as much money as me. That's why I'm mad.
Maybe he's related to somebody.
Yeah.
You gotta look at everybody like that.
How the hell do I be nice to these? Like, I really, like, I need to find a way to relax and, like, not let it bother me that these people are just slowing me down and, like, being really, really stupid around me. You know, I can't, I'm not good at dealing, I need to find a way to deal with it.
I'll tell you how.
Pot?
Get mad. They don't pay you to get upset. They don't pay you to train anybody. If they're going to hire these people and look the other way, it's up to them. If the job takes 10 times longer, it's on them. It's not on you. So you keep smiling. And, you know, don't get upset over that. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like, screw these guys. Like, if something has the ability to go good and efficiently, like, I want it to. You know?
Yeah, but it's not. Listen, they've got the guy there. If you say they go around looking at how everybody works, and if they know the difference between somebody who's good and somebody who doesn't care and somebody who sucks, that's their job to take care of that problem, not yours. That's above your pay grade. They want to pay you $200K a year, then you can go around sorting out the dumbasses that don't do anything. Speaking of which, W2VW.
W2BTK. The problem is, like, he does stuff and he's capable of, like, doing things, right? But if you actually, like, if you come see the end product and you're like, okay, like, he did it fine, like, you know, like, it's done, like, that's what they care about. But if you work with the person and you see just the sheer amount of, like, stupid crap and inefficiency and, like, dumb ideas that happen throughout the course of this work, which they don't, it's like, it's infuriating.
Trust me, I get it. I've worked places like that. I worked at one place one time. It was all third string employees, and it was pretty bad. And people, instead of getting good at what they did, they would stab other people in the back, that kind of stuff. And there's no point in getting upset about it. You just have to live with it. There's really no point.
I don't think I have to work with them anymore. There's like a second-year apprentice who is so much better than this guy. And I was like, I'd rather work with him. Just, like, please, like, that would be better for me.
All right, take a deep breath. You're off for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
It's Daryl. How you doing, Daryl?
I'm just doing fine. Yeah. On the OT 368 tonight.
Roger. The Battleship Gray transmitter.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to get the gates. Another big Battleship Gray. Bigger battleship. I'm going to call that the bigger battleship.
Yeah, the Queen Mary battleship. That ought to be interesting. Yeah, I'm running my lightweight transmitter here. I have been for a few months. I just don't have the energy or the time or anything to stick my desk kilowatt back on the air. I got about 2/3 of the way through doing what I'm going to do with it. The RF deck is still downstairs in the laboratory, so I'll get there sooner or later. So I got to use this. I'm limping along on one foot, Daryl.
Yeah, well, it sounds good down here. All right, I just want to say hello. Oh, Billy in there. Him in there. He's nice and strong. But I'll be standing by and let you carry on. This is KD2AFL, the old glass from the past.
All right, well, you know, you could probably sit by, too. So thanks for stopping in. Good to hear you.
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah, Daryl. You know about the trades. Sounds like your union's a little more relaxed than mine, though. Not all pushy. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like I screwed myself changing my name. I went from like 15, 20 viewers to like 5. Guess it's gonna be a while before I get back to where I was.
Well, I got enough plate on me at the union, Billy. I'm like the investigator. And then I'm the shop steward down here at Newark Airport, so I got a lot of plate. A lot of weight on my plate. And good thing about it, they know I could retire any day now, any day.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna be retiring very soon, but I was asked to be nice to people because, like, I could do stuff and read prints, and, like, if the higher-ups find out that I had a confrontation, they'd just fire me right away. My foreman's like, that would screw me over because I can't get a guy from the hall because they don't care. They're like, oh, 2-week call? Like, I'm not going to pay attention to crap, you know? Like, I'll just be there for 2 weeks, you know?
Okay. So this job you're on now is a nice little haul, or how long you gonna be there?
It's a place where they make pharmaceuticals and vaccines and stuff. Probably about 2 years.
Okay, sound like my project. My project in Newark Airport will be going on for 3 years. And for 3 years, that Newark Airport will be going. And then after that, they're going to tear down the other terminals. And they're going to do them over. So, that thing might be going on for about maybe 5 to 6 years down there. And I'm going to be long gone. I hope I'd be in the Carolinas.
Yeah, I heard that project you're on is about 9 phases. And you're probably right, I heard 7 years, but 5, 6, probably what it's going to be.
You need a cardboard cutout of yourself. You know, after you retire, you put the guy there. Some of those stiffs might not know the difference for a while.
Oh, yeah. But I tell you, I'm having a ball. I'm having a ball down there. They should have never made me the shop steward.
Tell you what, I really like the construction. I had more fun working in construction than anything else, and I got to do a lot of it with the TV transmitter stuff. That was the most fun I ever had.
Okay, there's somebody out there.
It's Hiram.
I was a bad thought that was you, Dave. I'm not using the amplifier. I just put it up and
Yeah, good to hear you, Hiram. You sound like somebody out in the ocean, you know, like bobbing up and down between waves. But I could tell it was you right away. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing okay. I just bought a new I'm using a Yeshu CX3000. The other station. I'm not sure I'm up. 7875. This is Whiskey 2 Uniform Hotel. My name is Hiram. I'll copy.
Did you get any of that, Billy?
Wait, I was talking in the chat. I heard somebody talking, but I kind of like tuned it out. I'm sorry. I work for 10 hours. I've been on the radio for almost 3. Can you say it again?
No problem. My call is Whiskey 2 Hotel. I'm in New Egypt, New Jersey, right? I hope it's okay. Right now, it's bringing me out to about 100. So I hope that you guys get well, right?
Yeah, I had a rough time with the lightning crashes. Looks like you're pretty far away from this frequency. I think I'm kind of off frequency too, though, but in the other direction. Could somebody re-ray?
Yeah, that was Hiram, W2UH, W2 Uncle Hiram. He's running, I think he said 50 watts from a newer rig, and he's on 3875. We're down a little bit from that. I'm on 73.3, and Billy's on 72.5. Anywhere there, who cares? Anyway, Hiram, good to hear you, but I don't think anybody else is hearing you. It's just the static crashes are really nasty. Like guys that come in here slamming, I still hear static crashes with them, Hiram.
Yeah, well, you're way, well, not the red on this area. You're about 20. Let me get
Yeah, all right. If you get the amp going, pop back in and see how it works. No problem at all. Good to hear you on. That's Hiram. Hiram's got a good 10-meter FT8 setup. And he's one of those people that gets spotted all the time from weird places.
Yeah, I could hear him. Like, if there wasn't all this noise, I could probably hear him fine. The decent signal and plenty of audio. It's just the noise level is, like, really stupid tonight.
It is, but I flipped over to my dummy load before, and it's supposed to have 50 dB of isolation, the switches that I'm using, and it's got 50 dB of isolation because I can just hear you.
That's stupid.
And you know where it is? It's up right next to my antenna coupling unit that Mikey says I have to go in my attic to tune. He would never ever do that. Anyway, yeah, I'm using the, DB Products switch up there.
I thought your dummy load was in the basement.
You thought right. It used to be in the basement, but as you may remember, I was chasing down an antenna probe. Remember when I couldn't get, both of my rigs were arcing on peaks. And finally, it's like, I'm going to eliminate everything in the TR switching and all of the antenna switching and put another switch right up in the attic and stick the dummy load there. That's what I did.
Actually, I do remember that. Man, that's cool. You've got switches that you can put in, like, that part of your system. I don't have any switches like that.
Yeah, nobody does this. Nobody. And when I explain it to people, I know you understand it, and Tommy knows how to do it, and Dougie understood it because he looked at it a few times. He was pretty smart when it came to that. But that's it. Other people are like, why do you do that? Now you got a howl.
I got who?
You have like a howl in your audio.
I'm gonna need to learn how to.
You're too very weak, and I mean that.
W2BTK.
No, how? That's kind of a bad place. This is a howl, like when a dog howls. The other howl, there's something in the water there. Yeah, you're getting RF back in the audio, Hiram.
That's what it is. All right, let me get working on your radio. I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. W to you.
All right, see you later. Take care. Nice talking to Hiram.
Hey, see you later, Hiram. You came up a little bit there. You're like up and down, but when there's those big crashes, that's it.
Yeah. You know what it is that I think this microphone is susceptible to the RF.
You gotta have thermionic emission to survive.
Yeah. Antennas by iMac.
I keep goosing my grid current higher and higher, and this final isn't long for the world.
You know, I got my grid current goosed a little bit on the exciter today. I actually went in there and peaked the grid after getting on, which I don't think I've done in months.
Yeah, it should hold forever. How many mils are you running?
I think like just under 9.
Yeah, there are people who tell you that that's the end of the world, but I know it's accurate. That shouldn't be a problem. There are some people, if you run more than 2 mils of grid current on a 6146, the tube will lose emission and you'll burn down your whole entire county.
Oh, that's BS. I mean, I usually run like 7.5. The Viking manual says like don't exceed 8. So, whatever. I'm running 9 right now. Hello. Hi!
Yeah, you break it.
Hey man, thanks for the bits.
Another pair.
Oh, cool. Hey, Dave, they're throwing bits at me like I'm on the stripper pole or something.
How does that work? What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. You just like do a good job streaming, and they'll use bits, which is like Twitch currency.
Is that like Bitcoin?
Kind of. Oh man, my alerts are all screwed up, man. Like everything got screwed up when I changed my name.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. We got new phones, and everything was copacetic until I needed the Maps app. I had a doctor's appointment the other day, and the thing used it didn't use Google, it used something else, and it took me to a former location of this doctor. I knew it was doing it too, but I was in traffic and I couldn't fix it. And it only cost me 5 minutes, but it would have cost me a lot more time.
W2UH.
NW3UH, you're coming up a little bit. Hey, Clark went to the dentist today, and he told me he never brushes his teeth. Can you believe that?
I don't believe that.
I'm using the handbrake, guys. Does it make a difference?
It's kind of muffly, and it's not really happening. Maybe turn it up a little.
You want me to turn it up a little bit? You know what's funny? I can't tell. The mic gain seems to be loose. I gotta figure out how to do that. It's on 30 and I can't turn it up or down.
Yeah, you're kind of like you lost your intelligibility that you had, and you're really not much stronger than you were. Gotta get on here when there's no static crashes, and we'll get it set up so that it works.
Okay, well, I was wondering if the RF was, if this made a difference RF-wise, because the other mic was getting RF, so I figured I'd pull out the hand mic. But, anyway, I still need to do work. I'm trying to go for a whole bunch of settings in the menu to make this thing work right on AM, but you guys sound amazing. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. This is W2UH.
All right, Hiram. Yeah, I'm using that transmitter that's up on top of, all the way on top of the double rack here. You know what I'm talking about. And the modulator that's in the rack. So the stuff that you see over here, it's what you're listening to. Thanks for the report.
Yeah, we'll see you later, Hiram. Hey, I'm gonna send it over to Clark. You know, as kind of a test. N1BCG, this is W2BTK. Over to you, Clark. Wow.
You can't even catch.
Oh, there he is.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Man, they're chanting Clark again.
Well, the story got convoluted there. I did not go to a dentist. I got a text from my dentist saying that it's coming up.
That's a big difference. It's a whole lot cheaper, too.
Right.
Hey, you know, the dentist that I used to go to, they shut down. COVID killed them. They were like, we have been closed for a while and we're not opening back up. COVID. Sorry.
You know how much more, protocol for dealing with, from what I've heard, it's ridiculous what you got to do to follow the protocols. A lot more expensive, a lot more time consuming, a lot more work, but hey, that's what it takes if you want to spread this stuff. Some people think it's make-believe, but they don't know any dead people. W2VW.
I don't think it's make-believe, but I think that like high 90% of people that get it don't even know it. You know, it just doesn't even affect them. And then there's some people who have stuff wrong with them and it gets them.
What do you think, Clark?
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I think I hate wearing masks.
How about a guy who's considered about as high risk as it gets, in their 70s, has had triple bypass heart surgery, all types of things, this and that, okay, COVID positive, didn't even get a sniffle.
That's somebody that they need to slice him up in an autopsy and see what he's made out of.
And then, people in their family, same thing. Positive. Not even a sniffle.
And you can cut him open and count the rings to see how old he really is.
Yeah, you get somebody that never went out, never saw anybody, never did anything. Healthy. They got it. 5 minutes later, they couldn't breathe. 10 minutes later, they were dead.
That was from opening mail.
1,000 people have died from it.
Isn't the survival rate 97 point something percent? I read that somewhere.
Survival of wait a minute. See, here's the thing. All numbers that you get, the statistics, you need to be a statistics expert to figure out what the numbers mean. So, percentage of people who test positive or percentage of all people, are those positive tests repetitive? There's so many ways to screw up numbers. And
what strain?
Yeah, that's true. There's 6 different strains of it. You got people making political hay out of this crap, which is the most ridiculous frickin' thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think that there's a lot of other diseases that are killing more people that nobody cares about. I don't know. What about that?
know it's
Well,
killing you either.
there are. There are a lot of diseases and things that, and if you want to, consider certain behaviors diseases too. You want to count that in too?
Be responsible.
Whoa.
Stories about
It's Brett.
who went to a party,
So can I key up?
COVID party, went home and killed his father.
There's all kinds of crap going. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are up in arms. Like, I can't believe, this COVID stuff. You're not wearing a mask. It's so dangerous and so deadly. I don't buy it. I don't really think it's as deadly as people say. I mean, yeah, maybe you know somebody who died from it, but I know people have died from diseases too.
Yeah, but this is one that you can prevent. You would basically kill someone else by giving them the disease. If it was Ebola, you would say, well, not everybody from Ebola dies. I'm not worrying about it.
Yeah, but aren't we all weakening our immunity big time right now? Anyway, don't you think that this kind of behavior is going to make this worse in the future?
Well, yeah, you can take the thing that the planet is overpopulated, and we're killing the planet with too many people, and that's going to kill people as well. It's better off if half the people died. But when it's your mother, your cousin, your coworker, or the person next door, it's kind of tough to deal with it that way.
Somebody in the chat said that COVID-19 has a 0.03% mortality rate.
0.03% of those who test positive, or of the whole entire population. I mean, that's the thing. You gotta qualify. Everything needs to be qualified and benchmarked.
The only reason it's not much worse than it is because most people are running around wearing masks and taking precautions.
I don't know where this statistic is from, but I'm just saying what they said. But I mean, remember when a long time ago, maybe when you were a little kid, and your buddy got chicken pox, and they would send you over to their house so you could get chicken pox, get it over with, build up your immunity, and not get it again. I don't know, what if, I don't know, there's just the world is changing, I think.
You want to hear a what if that popped into my brain?
What?
What if we're letting a lot of young people get this because they're not as affected by it, and it's just a giant petri dish, and we're looking for somebody to develop antibodies that work. So we're letting people protest and mingle and go to beaches and all that crap. We're not doing it here. We already killed a bunch of people in this state. But, in places where the weather's nice. What we're doing is we're hoping for nature to come up with a solution to this crap.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not very worried about it, and everyone thinks that I should be, but I'm not, and I don't feel wrong.
No, you shouldn't be worried about it.
Isn't it true that vaping is good for you right now?
Side of it, because it would frankly kill them.
Vaping is it's not good for you, that's for sure, but it's basically inert from what I've read and heard from doctors and things. I mean, it's vegetable glycerin. It's vegetable glycerin.
No, you missed my point, and the reason you missed my point is I wasn't clear. It's me. They say that smoking cigarettes is actually a bit of a prophylaxis to catch COVID-19, and I'm thinking maybe vaping does the same thing.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? You might be right.
Yeah, I've been right before. No, it's just stuff that I've heard that I know absolutely nothing about from personal experience. But I pass it along like I know what I'm doing.
I don't know. Well, why do people care about, like, sanitizing things when they could sterilize things with fire? You know, like, stuff like that.
Fire.
Like, use fire. It kills everything. Everything.
Clark.
N1BCG W2BTK. Over to you, Clark.
Can you do a drum roll?
Listen to all that dead air. Like, Clark don't care about this QSO or this frequency or anything. Hey, 3885 looks like it's open again. Look at that. Everybody left. There's dead air up there. We could have been having this QSO the whole time.
You want to move up there?
I guess. I don't know. It's we could. Clark would like that because he knows that all the web SDRs are centered on 3885. Like, when you open it up, that's what you hear. Like, nobody would hear us. They would just open up a web SDR and be like, oh, it's dead air, nobody's on, you know, unless they came down here.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe that's why Clark's not transmitting.
He's a ratings whore.
Well, can you blame him? He's got a lot of money into that station. He's got shareholders.
Oh, Tommy thinks we should QSY. I don't know, though. You know, that's a lot of getting up and walking in the other room and stuff like that.
Hey, it's almost as bad here.
That's true, but at least you can see your VFO from your operating position.
Yeah, I can see it's in the wrong place. That's true.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should start throwing this out there. I'm live streaming on twitch.tv. And go to it from twitch.tv/amateur radio live, because they changed my name and nobody can find me now.
Did you see where this would be a good one for Clark if he were here. W2VW, there was a station, AM station, that got popped for playing a recorded program and trying to pass it off, or accidentally making it appear as if it were a live broadcast. So now around these radio stations are saying the following program is partially pre-recorded. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, why does that matter?
It matters. Clark can tell you why it matters, because it's in all the trade magazines.
Well, it was live at some point.
You know, it's like a broken clock.
That's all.
Anyway, what do you think of the static crash level compared to a half hour ago?
It's not quite as bad. It's like low and nagging compared to what it was before.
Yeah, the SNR is better here. Obviously, I don't have a fancy thing that reads it, but I have to use my brain. And I can tell you it's easier to hear you. I think you're louder, and the static crashes are diminished somewhat. Yeah, I was waiting to crank the tower back up. I actually wasn't going to put it back up tonight because we've got thunderstorms in the forecast. But so far, I haven't had any.
Wait, you're having trouble hearing me before?
No, I wasn't having trouble, but I heard static crashes with you. I don't think I ever missed one word, actually.
Oh, that's good. I'm not burning too many electrons, though.
Yeah. Right. I understand. You don't need to. It's fine just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm at like Clark power.
Roger. Well, this amp that I was working on today is funny because before, if you turned it on and keyed it up, it would blow fuses. It's the one that has that totem pole power supply where there's a toroid. It's a big giant toroid. It looks like maybe a 2500 VA. I don't know what they rated at. It might be 3000. It's a big core. It's really heavy. It's a little bigger than the one I've got in here, the 1950 volt one that I'm using. Anyway, it would blow. I think each winding gave you 350 volts with a full wave bridge. They have a bunch of them in series. I think there's 8 of them in there. And the thing, when you keyed it up, it would blow like the fuse. Each one has a separate fuse coming out of the toroid and into the rectifier. And before, it would go and it would blow the fuse. Now you key it up and it just goes dink 3 times and faults out because it doesn't like the cathode current on the amplifier. So that's big. That power supply is intriguing. Just think, man, you could wind your own. You could make something like that for any voltage you want.
That's true. They sell like the naked cores too. Well, you showed me those on eBay. They got like 3000 VA. I think that was the biggest one.
I'd have to look it up. I thought they had, I know they had like a 2500 and a 3000. I thought they also had one larger than that. But, you know, it doesn't matter because, I mean, you can pair them up, you know what I mean? One isn't large enough, no problem, get 4 of them.
Yeah, like that amplifier schematic you sent me with all the 240 volt antex.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I was working on. It's been sitting here all this time. The tube socket came from Lower Slobovia.
Lower Slobovia?
It had like splooge in it. It had like green, greenish, some kind of oxide happening in there, and it bridged a couple of things. So that problem's gone, but it probably also took out something else, which I'll find. But yeah, it's one toroid, and it's got a bunch of windings on it. Like everything, the heater winding is on it. The screen, it's a tetrode. The screen supply is on it. And the grid negative supply is on it, along with these 8 discrete windings that rectify out to about, I guess, 350 volts each.
Man, yeah, they probably just came up with like all-in-one toroid and mass-produced them, and then that was that. That's pretty cool. I mean, why not do that?
You know, they're all in series, and the reason that that's different from what you find in ham radio stuff is you couldn't build something like that back in the day, because the difference now is the insulation is so much better. So you can wind something like that, and the windings will survive 10 kilovolt peak voltage, and it won't perforate the insulation. That's the difference between then and now.
Is that why it doesn't work?
Well, I haven't heard anybody say that this doesn't work.
Probably because you can buy it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had somebody tell me something I'm doing doesn't work. Actually, I kind of miss it. Hey, Brett.
Hey, what?
Want to tell me my stuff can't possibly work?
Your what can't work?
My stuff, my equipment, it can't possibly work.
and it's not allowed to work.
So how long did you finish building the IMAX board, or you gonna have that done by lunchtime tomorrow?
No, I'm not really in a hurry for it. I did start it, and there was like some changes that weren't documented in there, so that kind of threw me for a loop. But Rick, he explained what the deal was. Like they have, I got a prototype board that he sent me, so it's not like a finished product or anything, and there's changes and stuff, so that's part of it. But you know, I'm cruising along installing capacitors, and I get to one of the capacitors, and what's clearly in the power supply section, it shows an electrolytic, like a big round mark on the board and a positive and all, and the part identifies as a 0.1. It's like, what? So I thought something didn't match up, but he said, nah, they found out after the regulators that they didn't really need a lot of capacitance, to filter the power, because it was after the regulators. What they really only needed was a little bypass. So, the next board version will have a marking for a little disc capacitor instead of a big electrolytic. So, there you go.
Yeah, okay. Guess they're shaking out some growing pains. That's good you're helping them. You know about Rick's pedigree, right?
He worked on some other stuff. I forget. I know that we worked on something before too. There was he made an early version a couple of years ago of switch capacitance audio filter board to limit the bandwidth. You could dial it up, kind of thing, or something. But I know I don't know what else. I don't remember anyway what else he does. I know he's like really good with electronics and modern electronics, chips and all that kind of stuff. I think him and Clark are.
Yeah, Clark's talented. And he's got the whole audio, he's up on what they use in the radio broadcast world. So that's good, because he knows all the tricks, which is, I guess, why they put every possible thing into that processor, and you can bypass the stuff you don't like, which is a great idea. Anyway, yeah, Rick's a third generation ham, and his dad is very famous, very well known, and Rick's brother also is a ham, and those guys they're gentlemen, and they're very, very, very smart people. You're not dealing with the average, not the average bear. How about two very weak?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of smart people on AM. It always amazes me that almost all the AMers are either into music, audio, broadcasting, high fidelity. A lot of guys play guitar as an instrument. So it seems like the people that are into fidelity maybe are into AM, and maybe to a certain extent, maybe like nostalgia and everything, because this is what we did when we were younger. But yeah, I think people stay in it and gravitate to it are the people I mentioned, and maybe builders and so on. So, but yeah, it's really smart with the IC chip stuff. I kind of know a little bit about it, but man, stuff changes so quick, and what they come up with. Now I guess it's going all into search. DSP more than hardware, but hardware is the fun part.
Yeah, man. Well, I got some people here, so I'm going to go say hello, and I'll be listening, and I'll be back in a little bit. Billy. Love you too very weak.
73.
All right, Dave. Man, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last. Like, I'm fading fast. Like, I'm like zoning in and out. It's been a long day. I had to do like pretty hard labor today. So, I don't know, and I need to take some time to like fix all my crap. Like, everything broke when I changed my name. I can't believe like Twitch, like, get it together. Like, I can't change my username without breaking everything. Like, come on, like, nothing's working. So maybe I'll spend a little time just like fixing crap off stream. But I am super tired. Like, I need to go to bed soon. I might die.
I went to the office today and did absolutely nothing. Surfed the web for an hour and a half minutes, and came home, barbecued, and started reading a book.
Oh, man. Yeah, I did a pretty hard week. Got a lot done, but, 3-hour stream, 10-hour workday. I did 5-hour stream last Thursday, but I was a little more fired up. I don't know. I might scoot out of here like early tonight and just like try to get some good sleep. Do another stream tomorrow. I don't know.
Well, doesn't seem to be anything down at the moment, so might be a good time to do that.
Well, if you're gonna not stay on the air, tonight's a good night to not stay on the air.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like crappy conditions and everything. Maybe tomorrow night will be better. I gotta do like a nice long, like on the air thing, like, another 5-6 hours, sit down and operate some point this weekend. Doing that tonight might kill me, and it's like crappy conditions and this and that. And all my stuff's broken. I need to fix all my stuff.
Tomorrow night another storm is scheduled right around 6 o'clock or something.
Oh, joy.
This is about as bad as it gets, though.
Yeah, this is pretty punishing on the old eardrums, so yeah, I think I'm gonna like scoot out and just like relax for a little while, because I kind of need to do that, and get like a nice long sleep tonight. I'll sleep in tomorrow and hopefully feel like a new man, but I'm like fading. I might start to get a headache soon. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, get some sleep, man. The hell with it. I got off of here. Like I said, I got company. Kids are down. Grand dog. Blah, blah, blah. So, we just had a 2-hour ride. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for the banter. And good night. And we'll try it again maybe tomorrow. I had my face in electronics most of the day today, and just did my usual cleanup around here crap. So, I really haven't sat down and relaxed until now. So I got on AO with you guys, so it's been fun. Even though Clark disappeared again. We should start logging when Clark disappears. Thanks. 73 y good DX. W2 very weak.
All right. See you later. later, Dave. Nice chatting with you. Enjoy the family time. And yeah, I'm going to do this again tomorrow. Like, I don't care. I'm firing up tomorrow night, and I'm in it for the long haul. So I get some rest tonight so I can do that. Because I'm very, very tired. So, yeah, I'm signing. Brett, Dave, I'll catch y'all later. 7-3 from W2BTK on Montana Mountain.
Maybe you're coming down with Corona.
Already had it. I'm fine. Didn't even feel it.
Good for you.
I'll see you later. W2BTK. Oof, man. Yeah, guys, I'm tired as hell. Like, I worked my ass off this week. We're doing 410s. Get your 40 hours in real quick. So I'm off tomorrow, off Saturday, and off Sunday. So we're going to do a Friday night, Friday night super stream, man. Some AM activity on 10 meters. That's pretty cool. I really got to get my 10-meter crap going. It'd be a lot of fun, but I might need a tower for that, I feel. Although I could probably do it, just not very well. But yeah. So I'm fading, guys. I'm gonna like get some rest tonight because I need it. I didn't get enough sleep this week during the work week. I did all like my changing my username crap last night, and I was up way too late. So I'm going to catch up on some sleep, go relax a little bit, and, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow night, Saturday night, and maybe a short little stream on Sunday. So that's the plan over here. I changed my name, and it fucked everything up, but that's fine because I like this name better. The word amateur is spelled right. And I can fix all that stuff. So y'all have a good night. What am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, YouTube channel up here. There's a bunch of stuff up there, past streams, videos, blah blah blah. I have a Discord server. Somebody post a link to the Discord server, or you can just go click that about. Like, there's a below this video here. If you're on Twitch, it says like about, I think. You have to click on that still? I don't know, but it's right down there at the top. You can join the Discord. You guys can keep chatting after I end the stream. If you want to hop in there, I'll probably be in there for a little bit. And, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Tommy. That's the Discord link. So you can click on that, join the Discord, and chat with everybody after I end the stream. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you like the new name. It's the last time I'm gonna change it. I swear. I'm Amateur Radio Live for life. So I'm not changing my name again. That's the third time. But third time's a charm, right? So you know the deal. If you're not following the channel, if you hit that follow button, you'll get notifications when I go live. Help you find me or whatever. If you know anybody interested in ham radio you think would like this kind of stuff, tell them to hop on the Twitch stream. They might have fun. That's what I'm hoping for. So, with all of that spiel and all that crap, guys, I'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow night, all right? Hope you had fun. Peace.